It is time to follow the careers of 25 number one rated QBs in the nation. For those of you who are returning viewers who watched me do this stuff last year, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, we get to see how good number one rated QBs are and how good they are on average, their developments and their everything. First guy, Damian Hui, looks pretty solid as a dual threat, 95 throw power, decent speed. If you want to take a guess of who the first national champions are, I don't think you would have guessed Louisville, but I just thought I'd show you the first simulation national champion that I got of the year. So Hui commits to Oregon. How these videos typically work is it takes a couple of years to, get the quarterbacks actually on the field. So Hui is a star development. Looks pretty solid for a first QB. Solid skill caps, as there's a lot of things that they changed in this year's game, and I'm really interested to see how that impacts things. So the second quarterback, interestingly enough, was a 4-star. Roy Tuggle is a gem though, so a good 4-star, and you can already see one of the changes coming into play here. Damian Hui hits the transfer portal after not playing as a freshman. He goes to Washington. Tuggle commits to Penn State, and like I said, usually takes the first couple of seasons to sim through because they have to actually get on the field first. So Hui now at Washington. Another thing that they changed, which I do like, players do progress after coming into the transfer portal. Last year, players would hit the transfer portal and then they would never really get better. And, even if it's a minimized amount of improvement, it still is improvement going from year to year. Third quarterback, Angel Gentry, backfield creator. Oregon is able to scoop him up as well. So if you're only interested really in the results, because I have a lot of stat tracking that I do and a lot of stuff that I do to go in depth on these players, it'll be at the end with a lot of stuff that I tracked last year, combined with some new stuff. I have even more stats that I track. So you could skip to the end if you don't care about the gameplay and you don't care about getting to know these players or anything. You could just look at the results. But I love following the journey of a lot of these guys. Gentry here for Oregon, maybe not quite as good as Damian Hui. As you can see, the skill caps for these players are definitely a lot higher ceilings, but it's just a matter of can they hit those ceilings with their developments. Damian Hui finally did get some playing time as he was a starter for just a handful of games, and luckily, also, their quarterback who was ahead of him is going to head to the NFL, so Damian Hui will get some playing time. And then Angel Gentry did transfer. Oregon has already gotten 2 quarterbacks and lost them both. Stanford picks up Gentry. Torrance goes to Alabama. And Damian Hui now with 99 on the power, 87 on accuracy, 99 health, so he is strong, and he is strong-armed. So he should be getting some playing time. We get to look at any bowl games or playoff appearances that they have. We don't really go to the regular season. We just go to their meaningful games, which is just postseason stuff. Tuggle for a 4-star, even though he was a gem, it still is 4-star, which is pretty rare to see. Looking pretty solid. And DeJuan Torrance here, impact development for Alabama. But finally, we'll get to actually see some gameplay as we have 2 guys starting, one at Penn State, one at Washington, so we presume they'll be in bowl action. And the next quarterback, Jamil Deer, looks incredible for a pocket passer. Strong arm, pretty accurate and everything. No one made the playoffs, but Washington was so very close at 10-2, so we'll cover their bowl game. But first, we have Tuggle and Penn State taking on number 12, Iowa State. And in the Pop-Tart Bowl, it's going to be our first matchup where we start the fourth quarter with him floating a pass to the end zone over everybody's head. 4th and goal. They'll go for it. Down by 7. Tuggle incomplete. And Iowa State, who is right on the fringe of the playoffs as well, will take over. Up by 7 and a nice grab there. We'll basically be covering the highlights of just the fourth quarter of these games, not to drag things out even more since this is already a long video that I, had. It was 22 hours of recording. Got it down to 3 hours. You guys seemed pretty okay with it being that long, but here's the full extent of everything. Let me know if you want me to chop it down even more next time around and what I can cut out. As Tuggle, 2nd down and 4 at the pump fake. Down the middle of the field, it's intercepted. Well, 5 minutes to go. Tuggle throws a pick, and Iowa State has it back in good field position. And in a losing situation, you get one swing pass to the running back. And just like that, you find yourselves in scoring position, able to go up by 2 scores, and they're going to continue to run this football. 10-yard gain. They're 2nd in inches. 4 minutes to go. Little RPO. Check it down to the tight end. He's got the first down, so keep that clock moving. And Penn State desperately needing a turnover here as they'll throw for the end zone. You're not even going to get the field goal try. It'll be a touchdown. And Tuggle struggling right now in this fourth quarter as they'll put one up. Incomplete. 4th down and 3, and this one is looking dire as Tuggle is gonna be sacked, and that will probably end it here, as it'll be Iowa State football, and they'll step up, throw a pass over the middle, and that will get them from 3rd and 15 to 1st and goal. And while Penn State will get the stop here, it's too little too late. Iowa State puts on a field goal, and the game is over. 27-10 is your final, and Tuggle did not have a great performance. He threw 2 interceptions, including a bad 4th quarter pick, but overall his season was pretty nice. 36 touchdowns, 11 picks, and then we jump over to Washington, who is even closer than Iowa State to a playoff appearance. Number 11 in the country, and they're taking on UCLA. The records on paper will tell you this is a bit of a mismatch, but Washington losing in this one, and UCLA had an opportunity there, but they missed that pass, and instead they'll have to settle for a field goal to keep it a 1-score game. They hit that pass, they're running free to the end zone in a 2-score game. So Damian Huey, the first quarterback of the video, will chuck one. Dame, and what a throw and grab. That'll be a big play, his biggest of the day. And to follow it up, he'll throw an interception right into coverage. A bad decision, and it's been a struggling day for Huey, and it is going to continue. He had one big play to set them up in a great spot, and then he threw it away. So he will have to hope that his defense can come up big here. And right now it's at 3rd and 3, so you have a chance here as they'll step up, roll left and into a sack. It will be Caleb Smith getting the sack, and Washington will take over in great field position, running the football, getting 9. 2nd down and 1 with 6 minutes to play. How about a little RPO? Good completion. You're in field goal range, but you need a touchdown. Maybe you could settle for it, but you'd like to get the 7 here, as it will be a slant route. Not quite a first. 2nd down and inches, as they'll get it through with the run game, and they'll get all the way inside the 10. Goal to go from the 6. Huey to drop the throw, and over the middle, touchdown. And Washington has your lead with the extra point. And maybe Huey could shake off that bad first 3.5 quarters, basically, to come out here and get the job done. But he'll need the defense to help him out a little bit with under 4 minutes to play. UCLA stopped in the backfield, and they will punt the football away. But very quickly, it will be a 3-and-out situation for Washington. UCLA burns a timeout. We're down to 2.5 to play, and the run game still UCLA wanting to utilize it. But it's 3rd down and 3 with 1.5 minutes to go, and the defender took a bad angle, and it'll be a 1st down catch and run that gets him to the 42-yard line. Throwing over the middle, completed, and the defender was tight on him, but he still brought it in. UCLA just driving it down the field, and now they're in field goal range. Under 1 minute to go. Run game getting them closer, and inside the 15 to the 14. Play action, dump it down, and an open receiver inside the 5, down to the 3 with 40 seconds to play. UCLA is gonna fumble the football. It was hopeless for Washington, but they scoop up a fumble, and honestly, you should probably be going down here. You win the game if you go down, but they score the touchdown, and it is a weird situation because scoring the touchdown actually helps UCLA more than them tackling him, because it remains a 1-score game and you at least get the football back with 30 seconds to play. You probably should be running it here. It does get you 10, but you need more than 10 yards, as they'll get a short pass for the 1st down. They're out of timeouts, 18 seconds to play. Deep over the middle, it's completed, but now you need to hurry back to the line. 10 seconds, they spike the football, and now they complete the pass short of the 1st down marker. If they got the 1st down there, they would have had enough time to run the play. Quarterback was clapping his hand, wasn't able to get the snap off, and Washington holds on for a very close victory. A victory that was kind of lucky given to them, but Damian Huey has a pretty decent season overall. 27 touchdowns, 8 picks. DeJuan Torrance is going to transfer, so another quarterback leaves in the portal. He goes from Alabama to UCF. Jamil Deere goes to Ohio State. And how about Damian Huey by his final year? A 94 overall. So when I say the overalls, I'm talking they're like stock overall without coach boost. It says he's a 96, but that's with a +2 due to his offensive coordinator or his head coach. So when I say the overalls of these players, I mean just in base what their overall is, independent of any boost they may have. I think that keeps it fair, so that, you know, whatever team that a player may land at, he's not given more of an advantage, and, you know, it doesn't mess with the stats a little bit. You know, I think that keeps it fair for the overall stat tracking. But how about Jamil Deere? Elite development, 80 overall, and he looks amazing. I don't know what you would consider generational, but I think 80 elite. That's pretty dang close there. Rodney Crook, the next QB, a dual threat, 88 speed, 93 excel, so definitely a really dynamic thrower of the football, and on the run, his stuff was pretty nice. But how about we get some more bowl game action here as we have Penn State back in another bowl game against Arizona State. We'll get a little jet pass here, and the receiver turns the corner, and he's reaching for that first down. He had the first down. I don't know why he was reaching the football out there, but I'm about to throw right down the seam. Great throw, splitting the defense, and he's down to the 1-yard line. Tuggle having a much better bowl game performance than he did last year. He's nearing 400 yards, and the handoff going to be up over the defender, but he still lands at the 1-yard line. How about give it to him again? I think he deserves it for putting his body on the line. Touchdown for Penn State, and it is a game that's starting to be a runaway here if Arizona State can't get anything going on this drive, as it'll be a stop on 3rd down and 1. 4th and 2 the situation here. Go to the edge. He's not going to get there, and Penn State looks like they're going to run away with this one as another carry to the edge. This running back goes, and 1 man in the open field. He gets caught, and it'll be 1st down and goal. RPO, quick pass, and it's a touchdown, and Tuggle lining up this Penn State offense for a potential big year 3 in his starting campaign, as the momentum is looking pretty dang good right now, as Tuggle, quick slant, and a spin move, breaking a tackle, what a play, and another score. It's 49-17, and that will be your game. I mean, you look at the first bowl game compared to the second bowl game for Tuggle, and it was a massive improvement, and the offense put up big points. So let's see if Penn State can really build on that going into Tuggle's senior season. 4 touchdowns, 450 yards. His overall statistics were not better, but I mean, his efficiency was better. Now let's get into some playoff action here. Damian Huey taking that big jump up to a 94 overall, gets Washington into the playoffs. And look at the snow, man. It looks so dang good. This is more how a snow game should look, and it's a really big disadvantage because imagine being Miami playing in the weather you play in. Now you got to go travel in this snow. Washington has a 21-14 lead, but Miami with the football, a 2nd and 18 will get them 11 yards, turn it to 3rd down and 7 as they'll throw outside, caught for the 1st down. Offense has not been great for both sides, but the weather plays a factor there. Now a read option as Washington is going to track him down, get 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Play action right through the middle, sacked, and they didn't get blocked on that one. 3rd down and 9, and he'll step up into pressure again, and it'll be Washington football. Damian Huey to drop and throw right down the seam. Great pass and close to midfield. Can our first quarterback's career of the video end with a playoff victory? He'd be the first to get that playoff victory. He'd be the first probably drafted, because I would imagine at a 94 overall he's going to be a pretty high draft pick. 1st down and 10 after the carry at the 30-yard line. Field goals in this weather might be a little difficult, so you want to get as close as possible. 11-yard gain helps there. 3rd down and 10. He gets sacked, fumbles the football, but the lineman there to scoop it up. It'll be a 4th and 19 field goal try, 45 yards out. It's no good, and like I said, field goal is going to be a little difficult, so it remains a 1-score game. Miami has one more try at this one, and they'll get a 3rd down and 6 situation here at the 2-minute warning. And it'll be a throw over the middle. He took a shot, but he hung on, delivered, and the receiver hung on from the 47-yard line. Over the middle once more. It's broken up. 3rd and 10 with a 1:22 on the clock as he'll throw underneath on the drag. He's not going to quite get there, but he'll get dang close. 4th down and 1. Basically your game on the line here. He'll try to throw it down the field. He's going for it all. It's incomplete. I don't know about that decision. It's going to ultimately be the game where Washington will win a playoff matchup, and they'll be headed to round 2. So Damian Huey gets player of the game, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. Offense was a little difficult to come by, but he did enough there. How about taking on Ohio State next? Now, Jamil Deere, not the starter. He's on the bench, but it'll be pretty soon we'll be seeing him in the starting lineup. It would have been nice to see both of these quarterbacks matching up, but instead, Huey will be taking on Ohio State's current starter, and it'll be a situation where they're trying to tie this game up, and they will. Hand off right up the middle, gets them to 6, and they'll tie it up with the extra point. So Huey 24-24 in the Rose Bowl, as it will be 2nd down and 5. Throwing over the middle, caught. And a first down. He's had a nice day so far. Handed off straight through the middle. Oh, big lane opens up. And with under 8 minutes to play now, Washington having a nice drive so far, and they'll get it past midfield with another first down. Everything going well so far. They'll swing it outside, and the pass a little behind him. Running back has to adjust. He loses 2 yards, and now second down and 12, and the pressure gets in. Ohio State had 3 guys there. It's a sack, 3rd and 24, and how quickly things can change. Another sack. 4th and 30, and that's obviously going to be a punt. Now Ohio State takes over. Their quarterback is going to run right down the middle for a nice gain, and with 5.5 to play action. They find an open man, and in just 2 plays, Ohio State finds themselves in a great spot. Now, how about flying off the edge? He got shot out of a cannon and brings them down. 3rd down and 13, and they'll get a few, just 3, but they'll have to punt. They don't want to try a 58-yard field goal. That's right on that fringe there. College kickers, it's a tough kick for them to make, but the defense for Ohio State will come up big, and they'll have the football basically where they had it previously. So with 3 minutes to play, Ohio State backed up at 3rd down and 11 again, and gets sacked. So Ohio State, 2 great shots to get into field goal range, and they couldn't do it. Will they get a 3rd one because Washington's threatening to go 3 and out? Huey is not going to have it caught. That pass broken up. Ohio State will have another try at it. This one a little further back. They're at their own 34. They quickly get it to 3rd down and 3. And the run game gets them the first down from the 44-yard line. Bubble screen outside. Nowhere to go. 3rd down and 10. 1.5 minutes clock running. And it will be outside. Caught! And the defender messed up. And he's down the sidelines getting out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Defender took a bad angle there. And from 2nd and 14, I mean, Washington's got to start burning these timeouts. They will. They're out of timeouts at 1:20 to go. Ohio State is going to have that pass knocked away. That is huge, as it's going to save 40 seconds on the clock. Ohio State will get a field goal, but Washington could have had just 40 seconds. Instead, they'll have a whole 1:10, and that is going to be another sack. Ohio State's pass rush is just too incredible right now, and they'll have a completion there. 3rd down and inches, so close. I don't hate running the football here, as they'll get the first down and more, and a spin move springs them to the 45-yard line. Just need to get into field goal range for overtime. Pass is going to be short. Probably would have been better if you dropped that one. You lose yourself about 6 or 7 seconds there. Huey is going to get sacked. This tackle is brutal for him. 4th down and 15. Rushing back to the line. I can't tell if it's bad blocking or great pass rush from Ohio State. 4th and 15 with under 30 seconds to go. Game on the line. Running back is covering that edge rusher, and that tackle was covering the interior guy, and he still let him get through. And that one tackle just basically blew everything as the Huskies go down. But the first career is going to be overall a pretty good one. Huey goes for 3 touchdowns, about 300 yards. And his season, how about 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns to 1 interception. He goes in the first round. So that's a pretty nice first quarterback down. First round pick. Roy Tuggle, meanwhile, is looking pretty nice. I mean, for a guy who is probably going to be the lowest prospect that we see in this video, because I would imagine most of these guys, probably all of them other than Tuggle, are going to be 5 stars. Seeing a 4-star as the top quarterback is pretty rare, at least in last year's game. Maybe it's more common this year. If not, though, Tuggle's done a nice job getting himself on par with these 5-star guys. But how about our guy Jamil Deere? I just wanted to show proof because, you know, a plus 11 off a freshman season where he sat the bench. Maybe elite is no joke this year, because just like that, he is a 91 overall redshirt freshman. Are you kidding me right now? He already came in as an 80 overall, which is crazy. He already had the elite development, but he's already 99 on the power, 93 accuracy. He's got pretty good speed. He's a pocket passer, keep in mind, and he's got 87 speed. He's going to be incredible. Rodney Crook, meanwhile, at Florida, star development. So nice job there for Florida to pick him up. We'll see if they can actually keep him, though, because, I mean, so far, transfer portal has been pretty prevalent. Cole Bouchard is going to be the first bust of the video, and he looks not good, really, at all, as we go to see Ohio State in the playoffs. And, man, I'm excited to see Jamil Deere. DeJuan Torrance gets to play a little bit, doesn't do much. Gentry for Stanford doesn't do much in terms of wins and losses. But we have Tuggle in the playoffs against Clemson, and maybe they'll eventually meet Ohio State, as Roy Tuggle has been steadily improving year after year. And now in his third year as a starter, his final year at Penn State, he's got his team into the playoffs and in a winning situation right now against Clemson, as with under 8 minutes to play, they're up by 3, and a run there loses 2. Third down and 11 for Tuggle, as he will throw outside, and nice job. He reached for it, but I didn't think he needed to reach. He had the first down regardless. Pressure gets in, and that's a sack. He just bulldozed through. Now play action. Pressure gets in again, but Tuggle gets it out. Running back on the check down gets 7 yards to set up third down and 7. They're in field goal range, and they'll keep it moving. How about the red zone now from the 17? And the clock is ticking down to just about 5.5 minutes. So Penn State controlling the clock, controlling the game, and controlling their destiny right now, as it's a touchdown. And that is a picture-perfect drive. You take out about 5 minutes, and then you go up by 2 scores. So Clemson's going to need to dig themselves out of this hole, and hopefully they could do it a lot quicker, as it's the only way they're going to have a chance to win this game. So from the 31-yard line, a short drop outside, caught, and he will get the first down. So 2 plays to start their drive have been pretty nice to get them close to midfield, as he'll throw on the run, firing it right down into a perfect window. That is a great throw. 3.5 to play as he'll tuck and run it. He'll go and get into the red zone, but time is running out. You still got all your timeouts though, so you get a score here. Things aren't looking so bad, but your defense will need to come up big. Injury timeout there, as with 3 to go. He's going to roll, throw on the run, and that's a touchdown. So the quarterback creating nicely for Clemson. Penn State has the football. A couple of first downs can end it, but that's not how you want to start your drive. 2 bad plays. Now a screen outside. And how about 3 for 3 on bad plays? Clemson's in great field position, and suddenly Clemson could turn around and say, we might be able to win this game right now. 2-minute warning. They got 1 timeout. 3rd down and 2, and the offensive line does a great job opening up that hole. They are in position to tie, but can take the lead here, as they're going to get sacked, and that field goal try made it a little bit more difficult. 3rd down and 16. He's going to throw one deep. It's incomplete. 4th and 16, and they'll try that field goal for the tie. Kick is good, and Penn State now needs to go on a game-winning drive, as the momentum now, though, firmly at Clemson's side. A minute to play. Tuggle will roll right, throw deep on the run, and it is caught! And he's gonna go all the way inside the 10! What a throw, and over the top, he beat him. That is a tough throw to make on the run, and he delivered it perfectly, and the run game gets him to the 1-yard line. You don't need to score the touchdown, as you can just go down, get it to field goal range here, where you are set up for a 19-yard chip shot for the win. Kick is good. One amazing play from Tuggle gets them to the promised land, where they have to go and take on a very tough round 2 opponent, as he goes for 357 yards, 2 touchdowns. An amazing game for him. And yeah, how about taking on number 1 Ohio State? Jamil Deere, in his career so far, at least, is 13-0. And right now, in the playoffs, it's not looking too good to start the 4th quarter. How about 42-20? And I mean, Tuggle isn't even playing an awful game, I guess. The Ohio State team is just really good, and yeah, they're putting up points in bunches, as Tuggle on 4th down, it's incomplete. And I mean, I'm just kind of, you know, hoping for maybe a bit of a comeback. Because look at Jamil Deere. I mean, pocket passer, by the way, but he don't look like one, because he moves very well for his size and his archetype. As a 3rd down and 6, I mean, you could take a peek at what Deere has done in the stats down the bottom right when they pop up. It's been incredible stuff, as he is driving down. I mean, if the game wasn't already over now, I think it is, with that touchdown, as it is 49-20. And yeah, that will probably wrap things up Ohio State. I mean, it's unfortunate that Tuggle didn't get to have a more meaningful or like memorable finish to his career. It just ends with him getting beat up. But Jamil Deere, 460 yards, 5 touchdowns. Tuggle kind of forced it at the end. He threw a couple of picks, so by the end it doesn't look too good. But his season overall, 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 picks, good efficiency, ran for 8 touchdowns, a really nice career overall, and he steadily got better. How about the semifinals? Jamil Deere taking on Tennessee, and he is up 28-16. So, I mean, how about coming out here and heading for an undefeated first season as a starter, as he will have a completion for 8, and Deere over 200 yards on the day. Play action, quick throw, and that's just a quick, decisive release, as he is going to drop the throw once again with an empty backfield, and he'll get sacked this time around. 4th down and 19 pops up, and they'll pump the football. So Tennessee, I mean, they got a chance to come back in this one, but you probably need to put the ball in the end zone on this drive. I don't know how many more times you can give Ohio State the football and expect much to happen, but right now it's not looking good. 4th and 18, fumbled in the end zone, and Tennessee scoops it up, but it's a safety. I guess the safety's the better outcome than allowing the defensive touchdown, but you're down 14, and Ohio State has the football in great field position. Jamil Deere is getting to work with under 5 to go. Sweeping it to the outside is the running back, who will get 4 and set up 3rd down and 1. Keep it on the ground. He'll go to the edge. He will get close. They give it to him. About 4 minutes to play, and another run right up the middle this time. With 1 to beat, he will get tracked down, and it will be at the 6-yard line. Play action for Deere, throwing touchdown, and a 3-score lead here in this 4th quarter is going to put this one to bed. Tennessee did put it in the end zone late, but I mean, they weren't able to overcome this Ohio State offense, who's going to a national championship. Deere throws for another 4 touchdowns on the day, and now in the national championship, taking on Miami. It's 26-21. Miami actually on top right now, so a deficit to try to overcome for this Ohio State team, to try to go undefeated behind a freshman quarterback. Deere's had a nice day so far, but he needs to do more. Quick pass is going to be into a wide open man, catch and run to the 34-yard line. Deere will go RPO, slant, got it, 1st down to the 24, and he is dealing right now with another play action. He'll throw over the middle again. Open receiver after open receiver, in Miami suddenly maybe looking at a deficit. Handoff, touchdown, and Ohio State takes the lead here, 28-26. And maybe you could have went for 2 there, actually, to go and try to get yourself a 3-point lead, but they kicked the extra point. They don't seem to really care. As Miami, they're going to go 3 and out, and that's probably the worst thing you could have had happen, because you're giving Deere the football in this ground game, this receiving core, this incredibly talented team with an incredibly talented quarterback. The football back with a lead. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 with 5.5 to play. They'll sweep it. They get the blocks on the edge, and there he goes to the 30. Spin move, 20, and down to the 15. What a run, and the run game trying to carry Ohio State to a national championship. 3rd down and 8. You lean on Deere. He'll deliver a completion, but not for the 1st down. They'll settle for a field goal, so still a 1-score game. Miami, even though the 4th quarter has been all Ohio State, who's had the ball the entire time, has put up 2 scoring drives. Miami still finds themselves with the chance to win this game and be the only ones who can stop Jamil Deere this season. 2nd down and 12 as they'll throw, and he'll roll right into a sack. Nowhere for this quarterback to go. This Ohio State pass rush is just stars everywhere. They're floating the deep ball, incomplete. It's 4th and 21. Your game potentially on the line. Throwing, they get a completion, but it's not going to be a first. Ohio State has it back. Miami does have all their timeouts. We're not done yet, but it's not looking great. Deere on the read option, no gain, and 3rd and 13. It'll be the 2-minute warning hitting with this play. As Ohio State gets stopped, they will settle for the field goal that they do hit. So it's still a 1-score game, but it's an 8-point game. Miami has 1 final try at this one, under 2 minutes, 1 timeout, and they start off with a 1st down, gain of 11 to the 27-yard line. Now they're looking at 2nd down and 7, throw right up the seam and past midfield, about 21 yards, clock ticking down to about a minute to play. Time in the pocket, he steps up, throws it. 1st down, and Miami finally showing some life here as they'll throw. Ball is floated outside. That's one of the worst throws I've ever seen. Intercepted. What the heck was that throw? Oh my goodness. If you were a Miami fan, I think I'd throw up. That was an awful throw. And that's going to be a national championship for Ohio State, who goes undefeated 16-0. And Jamil Deere walks in, has an incredible playoff run, an incredible season. He could go to the NFL right now. He threw for 6,000 yards, 60 touchdowns. He could go to the NFL right now, except he can't, technically, because he's not eligible. Roy Tuggle goes in the 6th round. Rodney Crook transfers to TCU, and Cole Bouchard goes to Clemson. So for Jamil Deere, I mean, yeah, it might be a generational prospect. Angel Gentry has just been kind of existing there at Stanford, and he's okay. DeJuan Torrance, same. He's at UCF, so none of these two quarterbacks living up to the schools that they initially committed to. And how about Jamil Deere? He is a 98 overall. He is 98. He's so good. This is like better than any quarterback I have seen last year when I did this video. He is unbelievable. Rodney Crook, meanwhile, takes a pretty nice jump to be a TCU starter at this point. So a very successful transfer with a nice overall boost. Bouchard is a impact development, so I mean, for him being at the school like Clemson, I don't know if he'll end up sticking around. Quarterbacks are pretty quick to move, and probably other positions are going to be pretty quick to move if they don't get the playing time that they need. Josh President, the next guy, backfield creator, looks all right, I guess. Ohio State, #1 seed, undefeated again. Angel Gentry, not a good season. 13 touchdowns, 8 picks. DeJuan Torrance, 19 touchdowns, 6 picks. Neither one of them won much. But in the 2nd round, TCU and Ohio State both got 1st round buys. And TCU, could we get a potential Rodney Crook versus Jamil Deere matchup in the semifinals? Or Miami get another shot to go to a national championship? It's 12-10 right now as we're focusing in on TCU, who's down. And they got a big catch and run from Miami, who's going to get all the way to the 48-yard line. Little handoff, cuts it back, and a solid little carry of 4. And he'll be over 100 yards on the day. 2nd down and 6 slant routes. Got a lead blocker, and the catch and run from Miami is going to work right now. It's been a little bit of an offensive struggle as Miami's yet to find the end zone in this game, but they are doing great on this drive. It's 7 minutes to play. Handoff, and he's going to shoot through that gap, and a touchdown. Miami finally finds the end zone. The offensive struggle for Miami seems to have lightened up a little bit, but can TCU's offensive struggle get put to bed here as they got just 10 points on the board? Crook is going to step up and run it, and he's not going to get far. Gain of 4. We go to 2nd down and 6. Crook is going to run it again, and he's got the 1st down. He tries to spin in the open field, does not make a miss, and now at the 30-yard line, play action. He's going to check it down underneath, and a short gain of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 8. Play action rolling out. They like getting Crook on the move, and I can agree with that one because he's a pretty dynamic and athletic quarterback. Handoff now is going to be not much. I mean, TCU is moving it a little bit, but it's not fast enough. There you go. Deep shot. It's incomplete. A little bit more hair into that one. Maybe he had a chance. 4th down and 8. This is a big moment, and he got hit as he was throwing. He was going to chuck that one deep, but he just did not have the ability to get that football out quick enough. And Miami's got the football back, and now inside the opponent's 40-yard line. It's not looking good for TCU as they're not been able to stop the catch and run. The run game in this 4th quarter. TCU's defense is watching Miami get another 1st down in the red zone. They do get a little bit of an injury timeout to help them out, but when Miami's going out, getting another solid catch and run, 9 more yards, 2nd and 1, handoff, stopped, 3rd down and 1, handoff, not going to be stopped this time, touchdown Miami, and that will put an end to this one. One offense woke up in the 4th quarter, the other one just couldn't do it as Miami wins it by 2 scores there, and it will not be TCU going to the semifinals. Crook, I mean, he had a rough day, but the defenses were doing their thing. He overall throws for 24 touchdowns, 6 picks. I mean, okay numbers for a 1st-year starting quarterback, but how about this playoff matchup? Ohio State versus Michigan. And Jamil Deere still has not lost a game in his college career as he is 13-0 in this regular season. Looking for, what is this, win number 30 in a row in his career. And Michigan, the only team that can stop him right now. 20-17 is your score. Deere, oh my goodness, he just got driven into the ground. 3rd down and 11. Deere is getting sacked, and Michigan's defense comes up big. They knock him out of field goal range, and Michigan can get this football back and maybe, just maybe, hand him his first loss. He'll throw outside. That pass is lobbed out, a little too floated out there. I mean, he maybe put a little bit more zip on that when he had a chance on it. Third down and 9, though. Michigan's defense doing a good job. Deere is going to move. He'll throw, and the completion's not going to get them enough. So Michigan's defense is actually doing pretty dang good right now. The offense, though, I don't think you're going to be able to win this game with field goals. You need a touchdown here. You can't just go and settle for a tie, even though that would be further than a lot of teams have gotten, which overtime would look like a dream right now against this Ohio State unbeatable, unstoppable machine. Michigan can't get a first down there. Ohio State with the football back, and look at the run game. I mean, you give a generational quarterback this type of run game. I mean, how can you stop them as nowhere to go in the open field for the receiver? He actually loses 2 yards. Second down and 12. Handoff. Michigan's defense comes up big. Third down and 13. This is your defining play potentially for Michigan as he'll throw it outside. Deere delivers. First down. And under 3 to go. Deere keeps it. And look at the weaving from Jamil Deere. I don't think he's a pocket passer. That's just straight up a dual threat QB right there. He is such a great player in every facet of the game. Deere, end zone, touchdown! And he's gonna do it again. Another playoff win. Who can stop this guy right now? Is that what? 30-0 on his career. Michigan not able to get the job done. The next team that has a chance, well, it's a team that had a chance last year. Miami. They lost the national championship to Ohio State. Will they get another try at them again? And once again, it's close. And Miami can take the lead right here down to the 1-yard line. 9-10 is your score. And Miami, check it down, incomplete. Third down and goal. You gotta get it in the end zone. He's not gonna get there. Fourth and goal. They kick the field goal. And Miami, that's a missed opportunity because you got Jamil Deere running for first downs from the 30-yard line. It's a completion underneath, and they will get another first down. Deere's actually not put up the stats that you're maybe accustomed to so far, but we are under 7 minutes to play in this game where Ohio State has got a completion to the outside, and Jamil Deere in the receiving corps does it again. Touchdown! And in the big moments and the big plays to keep the undefeated streak alive, Jamil Deere delivers. And now Miami's got to go and be in a situation they were in last year. They get sacked. They have to punt the football away. And not again for Miami. Deere is going to be second and 14. He'll keep it to the outside. And a decent, nice little gain there of 9 to set a third and manageable. Screen is not going to have any blocking. They'll have to punt it. So Miami gets another try at it. Hopefully their quarterback doesn't throw one of the worst passes in human history once again. Third down and 7, though. They're going to go 3 and out again. He's going to run backwards. It can't go that way. Sacked. You got to punt it. And Miami, when they have to overcome a deficit to this Ohio State team, they start struggling as the play in the backfield will get them a loss of 4. And the slant route on third down will not get a first, but it will get them to field goal range for a long 53-yard kick. It is no good. Miami will not have to go through an 8-point deficit like last year, so a touchdown can maybe win this game. But they need their offense to start doing something. They got good field position. Second down and 3. They may have spun off a tackler, but he's losing 7 on the carry. Third and 10. And he got hit as he was throwing. Game on the line again for Miami. And it is caught. He's got the first down and more. Out of bounds. And to the 43-yard line now. Miami rolling. Throwing on the run. Deep pass. End zone. Incomplete. Third down and 6. Miami, come on, what do you got? They got to go outside. First down, they keep it going. 44 seconds. They're going to throw a screen, and he's not going to get anywhere. He loses a yard. They don't burn a timeout. Under 30 seconds to play, and they'll throw it deep. One-on-one. Back in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Miami. And I think they might be able to pull this one off. Miami, can they hand Jamil Deere his first ever loss? Play action on the 2-point conversion. It's no good, but you got 24 seconds to hang on. Miami, can they pull it off? Deere is going to throw for a completion. They have all their timeouts, so they'll be able to burn one there. Second down and inches, 18 seconds to play. Throw it deep middle. Incomplete, almost picked off. 14 seconds to play. Deere has got it outside. Caught. Are you kidding? How do they do Jamil Deere. Will it be 31-0? Ohio State, even when they shouldn't be here, they shouldn't win this game, but I think they're going to go to another national championship. The Hail Mary is knocked away. Miami, I mean, this team has just suffered heartbreak back-to-back years. Ohio State, how about 31-0? Deere, 3 touchdowns, back to a national championship, and he's taken on Louisville, and another chance to get a undefeated season and a national championship. And I'm pretty sure he's going to the NFL after this one, so that would mean he'd be 32-0 in his college career. So can he pull off the perfect career, basically, as he's up by 2 scores on Louisville, but Louisville got the football. They're driving right now, and they are running it well. 38-yard line blitz sent in, completion. They are in field goal range, but you can't really afford to take a field goal here. You need 2 touchdowns as they'll run outside on the read option. Louisville inside the 20, inside the 10, down to the 6. Goal to go. Louisville is going to have a completion to the 1-yard line. 1 yard out, handoff, touchdown. He broke the tackle, and Louisville's down by 5. Deere has it back, and it's up to him to see if he can put it away. He's had another great game. Handoff to the outside. Look at the blocking, and he is just putting that ball out there in harm's way, and he'll have the first down to midfield. Screen, got it, and a short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 5 with under 5 to play. Deere, slant route, got it. First down, 35-yard line, you're in field goal range. And you could keep it a 1-score game if you're Louisville, just hold them to a field goal. I think that would at least be manageable for them. Deere's gonna run, throw on the run. It's caught, and it is another first down. How about another completion? Broken tackle, 2nd and inches. 2:40 to play. Handoff. He's gonna actually get stopped in the backfield. Louisville's defense maybe waking up a little bit. 3rd down and 2. No, another first. This drive has been perfect so far, and a clock running out type situation. Louisville's out of timeouts. Pop pass gets it to the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and goal. Pass to the outside is dropped. So Louisville will catch the break there. Field goal is good. It's a 1-score game though. And Ohio State, similar situation to last year, an 8-point lead and under 2 minutes to play. Louisville has no timeouts. Pass is not going to get many yards. It'll be inbound. 2nd down and 6 with 1:15 to play. Clean pocket. A first down completion there. And the clock will stop momentarily. We're just about at 60 seconds to go. Another short pass inbounds. 53 seconds to go. 3rd down and 7. And that pass caught is a yard short. He couldn't reach for it. 4th down and 1. Game on the line. Louisville is sacked. Fumble on the field. And Ohio State's gonna do it. 2 undefeated seasons back to back, and a 32-0 record for Jamil Deere. Are you kidding me? Also, how about just to add to it, he gets the 99 overall. He throws for 57 touchdowns. And if you're wondering, how has these guys not won Heisman? There actually hasn't been any Heisman winners. Deere's going to the NFL. No shocker there. My goodness. Colt Bouchard's going to go to the NFL. We're not going to top that, are we? We're not going to top that. How do you top that? What, 32-0 and a Heisman? Bouchard, what a fall for him, because he's going to San Diego State. Josh President goes to Texas. DeJuan Torrance here, who's not really done a whole lot up until this point. He's going to be looking okay. Rodney Crook's looking pretty nice for TCU, so I mean, he made the playoffs. We'll see if he can maybe get to a national championship himself. Bouchard at San Diego State. 1 year you were a #1 QB at Clemson. Now you find yourselves in the Mountain West, so have fun there. Josh President, though, is a pretty okay quarterback. I think I'm starting to notice what the worst archetype of these ones that we have found is. But right as I was about to say, maybe backfield creator isn't that good, that's a nice gem right there. I mean, 91 throw power, decent athleticism. For TCU, they do make the playoffs. And DeJuan Torrance in his final season just never even got to a bowl game. TCU also, how about number 13 in the country? It's a situation where you lose your conference championship, and it would have been just better if you didn't make the conference championship, because they were in the playoffs, and then they lost the conference championship and missed it. They win their bowl game 38-10, so Crook, I mean, not happy with the result of the season, maybe, because he wanted to go back to the playoffs, but he ends up having a banged up season, so maybe they wouldn't have even had to have been in this situation if he didn't get hurt. But he only played a couple of games. Bouchard couldn't get playing time at San Diego State and is transferring. Josh President will transfer as well. Bouchard goes up to Oklahoma. This is a weird career path. President stays in Texas, but will go to Texas Tech, and the #1 quarterback this year will go to Michigan. So Michigan landing the top guy, and Rodney Crook coming off his injury-filled season is going to be really good now, and we're probably expecting playoffs for him. Bouchard, I mean, Clemson to San Diego State to Oklahoma, where he hopes to eventually find that playing time. Josh President at Texas Tech will probably have a better time finding the field there, and we'll see how he does. So Vaitai is a star quarterback here for Michigan, and I still think, at least so far, backfield creators are not that great. Got a pocket passer, though, Antoine Leon. Yeah, I think the pocket passers, I mean, Jamil Deere was a pocket passer, but he was like generational. Leon, though, looked pretty good too, and he's not a gem. TCU did make the playoffs, but first we got Penn State versus Oklahoma. It's 21-6, so not an overly competitive game right now, but Penn State trying to pull off a bit of a 2-score comeback here against the, I guess, former San Diego State quarterback. Long field goal. This is from 59. Kick is good. That's impressive. So Cole Bouchard gets the football back, and I don't even understand what the point of going to San Diego State to be the backup is when you could have been a starter at a much better school. I mean, he wanted to transfer due to playing time, but he didn't do a very good job of that last season. But this year, I guess he made the right decision winning the job here for Oklahoma. 2nd down and inches. Handoff is going to be a broken tackle, but losing yards there. Have not been able to run the football at all. Play action. Bouchard is going to throw underneath of the tight end. Not going to get that first down. Penn State will take the football back, and this is kind of, I don't want to say the last chance, but you're running out of chances here. As with 7 minutes to play, they'll go play action. Throw it over the middle. Caught right at the marker. They'll give them the first down. And Penn State trying to finally put together a touchdown drive. They haven't gotten one all day, losing 5 there. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. They'll get a couple yards on 2nd down, but 3rd and 11 is going to be a screen that gets 3. 4th down, basically your final chance here. Over the middle, incomplete. He can't hang on. Oklahoma will end up taking that football back, running out the clock for the most part, and Penn State wasn't able to do anything with the little time they had left. So Cole Bouchard, weird career arc so far, but he's doing his thing, and he had actually a really nice year. 35 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in the bowl win. Now let's go to the playoffs, where TCU and their guy Rodney Crook is in a situation where a field goal try right now is going to be good, and they're up 20-17 on Georgia. So it's been an up and down season for TCU. They end up at 12-1, but the problem is Rodney Crook has been banged up again throughout the season. He is playing, though, if the player was injured right now, I wouldn't be watching, but he is playing right now in the playoffs, and despite him being 90+ overall, looking really good, his last 2 years have been filled with injuries. So Georgia, though, trying to end his college career disappointingly, but they throw an interception, and TCU gets the football back in enemy territory. So Rodney Crook is going to go to play action, and he'll step up, throw it outside, got a completion for 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2 as they will hand it off. I want to see Crook run the ball a little bit. He's at least up until this point, about as athletic of a quarterback as we have gotten so far. I want to see him get on the move a bit. He'll throw, though, using his arm, and his arm's pretty dang good as well, as from the 7-yard line now. He'll go outside, touchdown, TCU, and a 2-score lead in the playoffs on Georgia. They're looking real impressive right now. And Georgia, that big tight end's going to go all the way down for a big completion of the 49-yard line, but Georgia needs to score fast as they're under 6 minutes to play, down by 2 scores, 3rd down and 6 as the blitz is sent in. Georgia over the head of everybody. It'll be 4th down and 6 in the situation for Georgia. Not looking too good, but they keep it going, and that was probably the game changer there. If TCU got the stop there, I'm pretty confident to say it was game over. Georgia, though, fighting for the first down. It'll be 2nd down and inches with 4:30 to play. Handoff. He's not going to get the first down, and they are getting stuffed right now. 4th and inches. take the field goal. I know it makes sense because it gets into a one-score game, but 4th and inches that close, I think I would go for it. But they're trusting their defense. Their defense gets the sack here. 2nd down and 16. Crook throws it over the middle, and he'll get the sack yards back, plus 2 more. 3rd down and 8 with 3 minutes to go. And the 1st down completion. Pass was caught a yard shy of the marker. He turns ahead and gets it, and they can start running this clock out a little bit more. Floating it, and nice grab in the contested coverage. And 2-minute warning is approaching on this 3rd down. Outside, caught. He's got a lead blocker, and nice job from the lead blocker to get the 1st down. And now Crook is going to keep it. He's going to go backwards a little bit. The broken tackle sent him a whole other way, so that's going to really derail that set of downs. They'll end up making Georgia use all their timeouts, though, and Georgia's got just 1:10 to go. And they wasted no time throwing an interception. TCU will win this game. Georgia got the football back and literally threw a pick off the bat. So TCU moves on. And Rodney Crook, 72 completion percentage, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, now taking on Alabama for a shot to go to a national championship as TCU down by 10, so they're in the situation Georgia was in. But can Crook come out with a big comeback here to round out his career? He's not had the best day so far, and against an Alabama defense, it's maybe a little understandable, but they're driving right now. A couple of nice plays have got them inside the 20. Crook's going to carry it. He's keeping it. 1st down and more. Crook sprints his way to the 3-yard line. He's had a nice day running the football, and now the ground game keeps it going for TCU. Touchdown. And they're back in at 24-21. Alabama's ball now. Juke moving the open field's going to get him 6. 3rd down and 4. Their running back's gone over 100 yards, and he's had a great day. They get a completion there for the 1st down. And Alabama with under 7 minutes to go with the play action. Crosser got a 1st down catch and run. And to the 45 now, as TCU trying to just keep them out of the end zone. Here's slant route. A lot of space for these Alabama receivers. 30-yard line. They're in range now for a field goal, but the screen, keep it going with the catch and runs. I mean, there's just no one there to tackle these guys. And now the run game comes in, and it does not help Alabama out. So what was working, they went away from once they got close. They kept running the football. TCU stopped it. They go for a field goal and get it. Now TCU's got under 4 minutes to play to try to get into the end zone here to take this lead, to steal this game, as now 3 minutes to go. 2nd down and 4 from the 35. Play action. Crook, middle, caught, 1st down. Give them 60 with the fight ahead. They'll lose 2 yards on 1st down, so 2nd down and 12. They'll run it for 3. It's not going to be a good situation here on 3rd down, and they'll throw it very shy of the marker. He'll get 6, but it'll be 4th down and 3. Your game on the line here. They keep it on the ground. He's got the 1st, and they're going to keep the drive going. Crook is going to throw short. They're just methodically moving it down the field, and they are taking their time. They know they don't want to leave Alabama with any time left, but they have to score first, as it's going to be an incomplete on 3rd down. How about 4th and 1? 65 seconds to play. Another handoff and another 4th down conversion. Under a minute to go. Crook is going to step up into a sack, and they'll lose 3. Burn a timeout. 2nd and 13. Short pass again. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Under 40 seconds to play. Crook is moving. He's going to try to run. Breaks out of a sack. He's going to go. He's going to run. And he's going to get them to 4th and 1. Hurry it back to the line. He did a phenomenal job. He avoided a sack and got them yards to avoid a bad 4th down situation. Now 20 seconds to go. 4th and 1. He's going to run for it. He's got the marker. Inside the 10. Down to the 5. He fights it for the touchdown. Rodney Crook. Call him a crook, because I think he might have just stole this game. Extra point for the lead is going to give him a 28-27 lead in this 4th quarter. Are you kidding me with that play? Just 10 seconds to go for Alabama, and they got to go a long way as they're going to get into what seems to be Hail Mary range. Their quarterback is speeding down there to the 46-yard line. Can't try a 63-yarder, as that pass is going to be caught. And the time has run out. They are 20 yards shy, and it will be TCU stealing the game at the very end. Rodney Crook's legs got the job done in the end, And my goodness, they are going to a national championship against Michigan. And even though it's not Vaitai as the starter, he's sitting on the bench at Michigan. The situation, though, it's looking rough. 38-24 in this fourth quarter. 4th down and 6 for him, and it's going to be incomplete. And I don't know, this one's not looking good as Michigan now with the football running game getting going. And now it is Michigan on a 3rd down and 6. He breaks out of a sack. He'll throw it deep. Outside. Incomplete. And a long field goal try. They need this one to miss. They need it to miss badly. And it's not. Now it's a 3-score game with 7 minutes to play. So, I don't know, man. Miracles. It could happen, but it's not looking likely. Crook outside. Caught. And a 1st down to the 31-yard line. Now they quickly get it to the 43-yard line with a couple of plays. Get it underneath. Caught for a nice gain of 10. 3rd down and inches. 5 minutes to play. Handoff for the marker. He's got it. Can't really afford to take too much time, though. You probably got to throw it the rest of the way. Play action as Crook will step up. He'll throw on the run. Caught, but you just can't get down the field with these dink and dunks right now. You need big plays. It's a 3-score game. This TCU offense maybe just isn't built to do that as a sack, especially when they're blitzing. 2nd and 17. Crook is going to step up. He's going to run. He's got room. He's going to slide for 15 yards. 3 minutes to go, and he will throw it outside. That ball was a little late. Intercepted. Jump by Michigan, and they're going to run their way to a national championship. So even though Rodney Crook's heroics helped them against Alabama, the pick 6 is going to be the dagger for a Michigan national championship. But I got to give Rodney Crook a lot of credit for what he was able to do for this TCU team. He transferred in from Florida, helped them out so much, and despite never really being all that healthy, I mean, you see what he did. That was his first loss of the season. He was really good, and, you know, he's going to go to the NFL, a 95 overall by the time his career ends. Vaitai, he's coming off a national championship winning team. Playing time's pretty scarce, so he's going to transfer. Crook goes in round 1. I guess injuries are the only thing to worry about. Vaitai goes to Syracuse, so we'll see what he does there. And Antoine Lehan goes to Iowa. So that's a pretty interesting landing spot because I think Iowa's not going to be good enough to maybe prevent you from not having any playing time. You know, it's not like you're going to Ohio State, Michigan. Josh President here for Texas Tech is looking a little bit better. Vaitai didn't actually get all that much better for Syracuse, so we'll see what he ends up doing there. But our newest guy, Antoine Leon, star development, 6'6", 199 pounds, and looks to be pretty solid. I mean, at least so far. It's been early on, but I think the pocket passers are looking pretty interesting. And Ezekiel Aromashadu, the next guy. How about 95 throw power with some nice athleticism to him? Playoffs, we do not see really much. Josh President, who was a starter at Texas Tech, does not make a bowl game. Vaitai was a starter, doesn't make a bowl game either. Actually played horrendous. He played horrible, and we are here for Oklahoma in his game. Cole Bouchard, broken tackle, and that's going to be a first play touchdown that we spectate. And against Rutgers, Bouchard has not become like a superstar type of player or anything, but he's become a pretty solid player, and he's helped Oklahoma get some bowl appearances, some winning records. So, you know, sometimes quarterbacks just kind of fall in the middle. They don't flame out as a bust, but they don't become superstars. So, you know, Bouchard, with his odd career path, has had an okay career right now as he's trying to pull up a bit of an upset against this ranked Rutgers team. An interception, and Oklahoma taking it the other way is going to have an 11-point lead with the football and a run. And it's going to be a stiff arm, broken tackle inside the 10, down to the 5, and from the 2-yard line for the 3-score lead. And probably to put this game away, it's a touchdown. And with that 3-score lead for Oklahoma, it will be enough to get the win. They end up pulling away even more at the end, as that will be, you know, not a crazy eventful season, but Bouchard, nice bowl game performance from him, 2 touchdowns. He ends up having 38 touchdowns, 7 picks. Like, he didn't go crazy throughout his career, but he'll go to the draft. I think he actually really could have benefited from another season. If he played another year, I think he really could have done something. Aromashadu goes to Ohio State, so maybe they get another scary quarterback on their hands, but Bouchard ends up being a 6th-round draft pick. I really think an extra year would have helped him out a lot. Josh President still continuing to be a starter at Texas Tech. Vaitai had an awful season. We'll see if he can improve upon that. Lehan is going to be a starter for his school, and he's looking pretty nice. He actually stayed at Iowa. And then Aroma Shadu. They done did it again. Elite development. Are you kidding me, Ohio State? What is this team? They just got the elite development quarterbacks right now. He looks amazing. We'll see if he ends up staying. Tommy Bettis, the next guy, dual threat, actually looks pretty awesome. 86 speed, nice arm, nice short and intermediate. Lehigh and Iowa make the playoffs. Vaitai does have an improvement from his last season, but still not overall a great year. And then in this bowl game, Josh President gets blown out by Wisconsin, so 27-6. As he had a bad bowl game performance. He'll probably be back for another season, and he did have a better year, improved across the board. But let's get into playoff action here. Iowa, Notre Dame, 24-17. Iowa down by 7 with the football, and Lehigh getting things going as a freshman starter here, so making the playoffs in year one as a starter is, you might have a long successful career ahead of him if he keeps this going. But let's see if he can win his first playoff game, and that's a nice pass. He's had a nice day from the 20-yard line. It's going to be a stop in the backfield, losing yardage, 3rd down and 8. Don't want to settle for a field goal, but you got time if you need to, and they'll get the first down. Lehigh delivering from the 10-yard line. Quick pass outside, and it will be a gain of 4. 3rd down and 4 from the 5-yard line. Middle linebacker shoots through the gap. It gets the sack, and they'll have to settle for the field goal. Kick is good. And Iowa down by 4 now. 6 minutes to play as Notre Dame will throw over the middle. That's a high pass. Nice job reeling that one in. And from 5.5 to go, quarterback outside. Wide open receiver. If he didn't get taken out of bounds, he would have had a lot more room to run, get some extra yards there. Play action. Running back picking up that block nicely. And Notre Dame, they're having some really nice plays right now as they're already in the 15-yard line. Juke move. Linemen just trucking over people. I mean, Notre Dame puts out good linemen all the time, so not surprising to see how good they're playing right now. And what a drive from Notre Dame. Capping it off with a touchdown. Lehigh got 3 minutes to play, and I mean, not much you can really do when your defense gets carved up like that, so we'll see if he can have some sort of big-time drive in him to get this team down there quickly. What a throw on the run! Lehigh delivers a strike from the 27, as you can settle for a field goal again, but you really don't want to. 2:14 to play. Shovel pass, and he's got the first down. Lehigh's throwing it from all different angles and areas and off platform and everything, and he's got the touchdown. That was a heck of a drive from Lehigh. 2-point conversion. That's going to be good in a 3-point deficit. Iowa does not kick the onside. They have all their timeouts. They're going to try to stop him the old-fashioned way. He gets out of bounds, and that will get him to 3rd and 2, incomplete, and that was a whole stroke of luck there. They somehow got the stop without burning a timeout, injury timeout, out of bounds, incomplete. All that stuff helped them, and now Iowa has one play that they get to the 48-yard line, then they get sacked. 3rd down at 16, 45 seconds to play, underneath. That's going to get you nothing, basically. 4 yards, but it's 4th and 12. Clock running, 30 seconds to go. Fumble! And Leo puts it on the ground. I mean, it doesn't matter. A sack is a sack, whether he fumbled or not. But Notre Dame scoops it up, runs it in. And even though they caused such a break there, getting a stop without having to use any timeouts, doesn't really help them all that much. They weren't able to get anything going on that final drive, but Lehigh, 370 yards, 3 touchdowns. And for a first year, nothing amazing, but you know how Iowa plays. Clock control, ground attack, defense. Aroma Shadu ends up transferring, so Ohio State will not have both the elite quarterbacks here. And Aroma Shadu ends up going to Georgia Tech. Bettis ends up committing to Ole Miss. Josh President, I said he was probably going to be back for another season. He is, and probably will be heading to the NFL. I don't know how high of a draft pick, though. Vaitai, this dude needs to figure it out, man. He's been a little rough, but he's looking okay. Lehigh's looking pretty nice for a second-year starter, so we'll see how he can go. And Aroma Shadu for Georgia Tech. We'll see how he ends up fitting into the offense. Tommy Bettis is a star for Ole Miss, so, you know, most of the quarterbacks, at least up until this point, have transferred. I want to see more guys stick around. I want to see, you know, how much more rewarded you maybe are for staying around. Spencer Parrish, the next quarterback, is a bust. Doesn't look too bad for a bust, but still a bust. Iowa makes the playoffs. They get a first-round bye. Vaitai, dude, he's the worst quarterback of the video. What the heck is that? 11 touchdowns all season. Not even like he was injured. Aroma should do Bettis play a couple of snaps here and there, and then Texas Tech is in their bowl game, so Josh President gets his Texas Tech team to 9-3, taking on a 6-6 Iowa State team in the Alamo Bowl. So this will be the wrap-up of President's career, getting to actually see him in some action here. Spin moving the running back, but I mean, President's also kind of been one of those quarterbacks who, you know, hasn't been as maybe bad as Vaitai, hasn't been as good as, obviously, you know, someone like Deere, but he's kind of just been an adequate, you know, #1 quarterback. He's had some nice seasons, had some nice stats, will go to the NFL. At Texas Tech, you're probably not competing, but he did his thing. So, you know, it's interesting to see, you know, the success stories and the generationals of Deere, the okays like President, and then the garbages like Vaitai, because unless he has a insane final season, I don't know what Vaitai is really going to provide to the NFL. I don't think he's going to make it there. So Iowa State with the football, down by 7, and will step up, float one deep, and that pass incomplete. 4th down, Texas Tech football, and they'll run it and try to get that 2-score lead to put this one away, as the run game's been pretty good for them. They'll go speed option again. President, he flipped the football out, and that's a fumble. What are you doing, man? That's an awful pitch. 3rd down and 14 now is the situation. Got to make up for it here, and he's not going to do that at all. He takes a 12-yard sack. Nice job by losing the field position battle on that drive, as that's a wide-open receiver for Iowa State, and he's going to go all the way to the 20-yard line. So from the red zone, 3rd down and 4, they'll get stopped. 3 minutes to go. They're going for it, and they will get it. So Iowa State, goal to go inside the 10. Dropping the throw, blitz sent in, pass is caught, but it won't get much. 7-yard line, 3rd down and goal. Throwing. He'll roll left. He'll throw back on the run. And he's close. He's down at the 1. 4th down and goal. Handoff in for the touchdown. Now, can Josh President cap off his career with a game-winning drive with a minute to play? That's a great start from the 44-yard line now. 50 seconds to go. Swing it outside. And you're not going to get much there. You're going to get 2. 3rd down and 7. 37 seconds to play. He'll throw outside. Got it on the comeback. And 32 seconds to go from enemy territory. Maybe need 10 yards. And, well, that is pretty dang close to it. He got 8. 27 seconds to go. You're in long-distance field goal range. Now you got the 1st down. And you are there. They're just going to take it now. Field goal try is through the uprights. It is good. And Iowa State, with 1 play left, Hail Mary, will have it caught out of bounds. And he will be 31 yards shy. So it will be Texas Tech winning their bowl game, and Josh President ends his career with a 10-3 regular season record, 300 yards, 35 touchdowns to 5 picks on the season, and a 5,000-yard season overall. So a nice year from him. And now let's get to the playoffs. Lehigh couldn't win a playoff game last year. Can he do it this time around? 24-24 against Texas A&M. It's going to be a 4th down with Iowa punting the football to A&M. So with 8 minutes to play, Texas A&M with the football, as they are going to throw over the middle of the field. He's fighting for that 1st down. He doesn't quite have it. 3rd and inches. And they will go outside on the screen. Got the blocking, got the space, and they got the 1st. So this A&M team coming off a 1st-round playoff win, 11 seed, taking on Iowa, 12-1 with the 1st-round bye. Obviously, Iowa the favorites here. They are expected to win this game, but they are keeping it close. And A&M with the field goal try to give them the lead. It's off the upright. No good. And that type of mistake could be what ultimately costs you if you're A&M. Iowa with 5 minutes to go has good field position, and they can get to doing what they do. Run the football right up the middle. And now at the 39-yard line, they are on the fringe of field goal range. Go outside. He's got the 1st and more. 20, 15, 10, 5. Stiff arm to the 5. And now goal to go for Iowa. They're out here losing yards on back-to-back plays, so it's 3rd and goal from the 7. They'll just keep it on the ground again. Stiff arm, broken tackle. He's running through players. Touchdown. What a run from Iowa. And on the back of the ground game, they get the lead with under 3 to play. So A&M, I mean, the missed field goal, they'd still be down, but the situation would be maybe touchdown for the lead rather than just for the tie, as they'll throw on the run. That's a great ball, great catch. Good job there. 2-minute warning hits. They need to go 60 yards and now cut that down to maybe about 38 yards to go as they are moving it down the field. Corral, he's reaching, but it'll be short. 3rd and inches. RPO, open man, gets a block, and it'll be red zone opportunity. They're doing a great job. Can they get this game maybe into overtime as they want to maybe take a little bit more clock off as they'll go 3rd down and 2, running it down to the 1. That may have been a not so bad outcome because you get to run a little bit more time off. Touchdown with under 30 seconds to play. And Iowa takes it to overtime. Took us a little while to get to our first overtime game of the video, but we'll see if Iowa can come out here and get this playoff victory. They'll get tackled for a loss. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Screen outside the running back, gets the blocking, and he is able to get 6. 3rd down and 5. Leon to throw outside, 1st down. There you go. Don't want to settle for a field goal and give A&M the opportunity to win it with a touchdown as they are going to the edge for a 3rd down and 6. Leon to throw. He's just going backwards. Sacked. And they will try the field goal. It is good. A&M can win it with a touchdown. A tie. We go to overtime number 2. A&M clearing out the backfield. He'll step up and throw, and it's a 1st down already. 12-yard line, a gain of 13 as they'll throw into a sack as that is going to mack them up big time. 2nd and 15. They immediately get those yards back, and it's goal to go from the 2. Iowa, you got to stop in you. There's 1. Loss of 2. 2nd down and goal. Pitch outside of the speed option. Game over. And A&M pulls off an upset here. Iowa, back-to-back years, a loss in the playoffs, and man, that's unfortunate. Leon has 3 touchdowns, no picks, a pretty solid day. Ups his stats pretty big. Completion percentage, efficiency, touchdowns, everything up. Josh President ends up going in the 4th round of the draft. Spencer Parrish commits to Tennessee, and we have Vaitai still here at Syracuse for his final season, and it's not looking great. I mean, for a guy who's been there as long as he has and started as much as he has. Leon, I mean, 0-2 in the playoffs so far. Got to see what he can do as he's gotten there. He's played really well. It's just hasn't gotten the win yet. Roma should do for Georgia Tech, looking pretty nice. Tommy Bettis now will get the opportunity for Ole Miss to see what he has to offer for them. And Spencer Parrish, a star development. So interesting, he was a bust, but he is a star development. He's actually, like, I feel like just not a bust at all. I mean, with his development and his overall, it's not like he's like a 71 impact. That's a bust. Marshall Ham here, speaking of, you know, gems and busts, we got a gem here, dual threat, pretty athletic, nice arm to him, and we go to the playoffs where Vaitai has his best season. He's still not good. Georgia Tech, meanwhile, Aromashadu gets to absolutely demolish Ball State in their bowl game, about 44-0. My goodness, Ball State gets thoroughly handled, and Aromashadu throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he has a pretty okay year to start off his, you know, time as a starter. And now we go to the playoffs where Bettis is going to get a opportunity against Alabama in the snow. Bama ties it up. It's 34-34, so it's been a high-scoring matchup in the snow. Seemingly hasn't hampered the offenses up until this point as Bettis will have the blitz sent in, shooting through the gap for a sack, and Alabama will take over, and they'll go outside, caught, 1st down, spin move. He's got more, breaking a tackle, and getting to the 29-yard line as they'll go play action. Alabama stepping up. He's going to run for it. He's going to slide for 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. And a quick pass, 1st down, and into the red zone at the 19. Both offenses playing spectacularly right now as they are running again. He's going to be real close. It'll be 1st and goal, though. They give it to him. Handoff right up the middle. He's at the 2-yard line, and Alabama for the lead. Wide open. Touchdown. And the home crowd loving what they're seeing. Bettis has got to go and put more on the board. It's going to take over 40 to win this one. Run game helps him a little bit with a 9-yard gain. Now 2nd and 1. They are close. They got the 1st down. Now under 6 minutes to play. Read option just absolutely destroyed by Alabama's D-line. It'll be 3rd and long and a sack now. Bama takes over. And maybe things are starting to unravel a little bit in this fourth quarter. Bama first down carry. They're in scoring range potentially. Maybe not quite there yet, but now they definitely are. 35 yards. I was going to say maybe long field goal try in the snow was going to be a little difficult for them, but Bama puts it in the end zone. And a 35-yard play sets them up at the 2. That got them in the end zone, and now down by 14 with 3 minutes to play. And it is not looking good, especially when you're still running the football. I understand that it's working a little bit, but you got to go to the air. And there you go, completion on the run. There he goes all the way, 59-yard touchdown. And we're not done quite yet because there's 2.5 to go with timeout still in Ole Miss's back pocket. And that is going to be a 3rd down and 2 situation. Handoff is not going to get the first down. Ole Miss will get the football back. 2nd down and 12. They'll check it down to the outside. Catch and run. He's got the first. And that's great burst from the back to get there. 2nd and 4 from midfield. Caught. First down. 1:16 to play. 1 timeout. And from the 40, Bettis is going to run. He's not going to get far. Only a yard. 4th down and 3. Game on the line. And incomplete. And with a minute on the clock, they couldn't get the first down. And that's just unfortunate if you are Tommy Bettis, who put up 5 touchdowns through the air. Yeah, he threw 2 picks, but for a freshman quarterback to come on the road at Alabama and throw 5 touchdowns in a playoff game, not much more you could really ask for. So now we go to Iowa, who is 0-2 in the playoffs under Lehon, and you don't want him coming out here going 0-3, especially since it's another close game. 17-14 in Iowa in the red zone. 3rd down and 5, Lehon sacked. And that'll be a field goal try for the tie. And the kick is no good. No tie game for Iowa. If he would have just made that, that would have been very big, obviously. Because now Penn State's got the momentum. And they're turning upfield. And a big catch and run from their 28 to Iowa's 33. And now a completion for 9. Big gain sets them up with a read option inside the red zone to the 50, and Iowa needs to hold them to a field goal in the worst way. Maybe a turnover here would help out, but no! Touchdown Penn State. And that field goal miss is hurting even more because it is a 2-score game. Iowa's run game, it's still impressive, but you can't run it too much more. 5 minutes to play, underneath completion. Turns it up ahead for the first down. Tight end's got it to midfield. 4:30 to go. Lehon is going to just sit in the pocket and deliver a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1. It's a read option. Lehon nowhere to go there as he's hurt. He's banged up. 3rd down and 3, and the backup's in. And the backup takes a sack. And Lehon, they need a back. It's 4th and 11. The backup quarterback delivers to an open man. 1st and 10 from the 25. Lehon not back quite yet as they're going to complete it. It's 2nd down and 1 as they're going to throw. He's looking. He's running. He's got the first down, so the backup's doing his thing right now. He's actually playing pretty solid. Penn State is going to sack him this time. And now 3rd and goal. Lehon's back in, but it's 3rd and goal for the 17. It's a sack. And 4th down and goal. They're going to go for it. They're hurrying up. What are you guys doing? Kick the field goal. Make it a 1-score game. They're going for it. 4th and goal from the 24. Head down. Touchdown. What in the world was that call, and why did it work? Touchdown, Iowa. And things are a lot more interesting now. That missed field goal would have had them in a tie game, but now they still have a chance at it. 3rd down and 9. Penn State throwing it deep. 1-on-1 coverage. Knocked away. Iowa's got it back, and a banged up Lehon has a 2-minute warning. Sack again. And now 2nd and 17. We'll get those yards back and more. 3rd down and 3. Banged up Lehon. 1 timeout. 3-point deficit. And a screen's going to get the first down. And they're closing in on field goal range. Lehon is going to throw over the middle. That's field goal range. He missed it earlier, but they cannot afford to let that happen again. And they're getting as close as possible. Maybe thinking touchdown here to try to get them the win. 3rd down and 3. Lehon floats it. He wants it all. End zone incomplete. Penn State will force the field goal try. And this kick is going to be good this time around. And we're into overtime again. Penn State ran the last 40 seconds off the clock. And Iowa another overtime matchup in the playoffs. Can they do it this time around? And Leon getting chased. He goes down, 3rd and 17. And now it's another long distance situation. Sacked again, 4th and 24. They're going for it, and they're not even going to come close. Penn State just needs the field goal to win. And I mean, this one, so depressing for Iowa. They're going to run it inside the 5. You got a miracle turnover in you. Pop, pass, cuts it up. Touchdown. Again, Iowa loses in the playoffs. And again, it was a close game. And again, it was overtime. I mean, that is just brutal. Leon throws another 3 touchdowns. He got sacked a lot. I mean, he had another solid season. Not as good as the season previously, but still. Spencer Parrish will end up transferring from Tennessee. He'll go to UNC and have a better opportunity to start for them. Marshall Ham will go to Miami. And we are going to watch Leon have another try at it. He didn't go to the NFL with the boosts and everything. He is a 99, so he's really good. And Aroma Shadu for Georgia Tech, really good as well. How about 97 speed, 99 excel? Are you serious? He just put all of his attributes into just running the football. Tommy Bettis looks really nice as well, coming off his awesome playoff performance as a freshman. Spencer Parrish will have, like I said, a better opportunity at UNC. And Miami's quarterback, Marshall Ham, star development. Nice stuff here. Solid skill caps. Can do, I have noticed that the skill caps are a lot more high when it comes to these players. There are a lot of times where players would have like 7 out of 10 as their max, but now, I mean, with 20 being the skill cap, players generally have 18, 19 out of 20. So you see right there, Ole Miss didn't make the playoffs. They were really high ranked, but they couldn't make it. And for Georgia Tech, meanwhile, we get to see a little bit of Aroma Shadu get some action here. 17-9 against Kentucky, and Kentucky is got the first down inside the red zone to the 13-yard line. So trying to tie this game up, and he will get sacked. 2nd and 17 will turn to 3rd down and 11. Kentucky will get a completion for 4th and 3. They'll go for it as they want the tie right now, and it's incomplete. They will turn it over on downs, and Aroma Shadu has 3rd and 11, and he'll get the first down. So we'll run this clock down to 5.5 to go. Read option. You see the 97 speed put on display. He is so fast. And definitely going to end up being like the best pure dual threat quarterback that we have in this video. It's going to be hard to top that. Unfortunately, though, he will not get the first down there. They'll have to punt the football away, and this is a pretty good punt. How about inside the 5, down to the 3, and because of that, they get a safety. And a safety that gives them a 2-score lead. Aroma Shadu gets the first down completion. Threw it in a double coverage, and it was just a great throw. Now a read option. Yeah, just keep running him. He gets a juke move to the edge, and he has well over 100 yards. He is just dynamic. Throw to the outside, inside the 10. Yeah, this offense is just running away with this one. How about a handoff? Because they got a running back, too, who's pretty dang good himself. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Victory to Aroma Shadu and this Georgia Tech team, 26-9. And the passing numbers, 143 yards, nothing special. But when you jump on top of that, you add 156 rushing yards on 11 yards per carry to top off a 37 touchdown, 6 interception season, where he also added over 500 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. Looks pretty dang good. Ole Miss unfortunately didn't make the playoffs, but they take out their frustrations on a 6-6 Rutgers team, 42-7. Tommy Bettis ends up demolishing as he gets a unspectacular game, but his team did a lot of work there. 44 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for Bettis. Again, over 70% completion percentage. And once again, it's going to be Leon in the playoffs. And we'll have one final chance for a playoff victory here as they're taking on a 13-0 Tulane team. But they're the 11 seed Iowa, 6 seed home team advantage. And they have, once again, seeding-wise and maybe expectation-wise, they are the favorites. But they're losing this game right now, 28-21. Handoff here will be for 7 yards. It'll get them to the 13-yard line. Now a handoff. They will cut it back the other way. One spin move. He gets free. And can it go all the way? Will it be an 87-yarder? 1 minute to beat. He'll get tracked down, but a massive run for Iowa to flip the field. And now they are at Tulane's 26-yard line. And they are on 3rd down and 5. Don't want to go and waste this opportunity. They'll get the 1st down and more. There's running backs carrying them down the field. Inside the 5. Handoff. Let them finish the drive. Running over a defender. Touchdown. Iowa ties it up. And we got another close one here. Tulane's running back. He's not wanting to be outdone. He gets a nice run. Struggling to go down on first contact, or both these are running back. Will be another 1st down carry. We're at 5 minutes to play, and he'll step up and throw one up, and that pass probably, if it was just a little bit better, would have been caught, but he just floated that one up there. Iowa gets the football back, but they're on 3rd down and 10, threatening to go 3 and out, and they'll throw it deep. Leon, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. The safety came over. Don't really think he played a factor in it, but that pass was going to be tough to bring in regardless of how many people were around there, as now Tulane gets great field position. They'll throw one, and it's in triple coverage. How did he bring that one in? Tulane now inside the red zone. My goodness, 3rd down and 11. They might have to still settle for a field goal, but they'll go for the end zone. Touchdown. Tulane has the lead, and Iowa, no, they're not getting more flashbacks to another close loss, are they? They got 2.5 minutes to go to try to get into the end zone. And it's 3rd down and 7. 2-minute warning about a hit. And they'll be short. 4th down and 1. 2-minute warning hit. Leon will throw it. And they'll get the 1st down, so they keep it alive. 1:40 to play. Short drop for Leon. He'll throw. Got a blocker that gets him the 1st down. The tight end breaks a tackle. And they'll get to the 43-yard line. They'll burn a timeout. So, I mean, you can't really afford to give the football back to Tulane now because you're burning timeouts, putting all their eggs in this basket. But Leon trying to step up and run, but he gets sacked. 2nd and 12. He'll throw outside and a 10-yard gain. 3rd down and 2 with 50 seconds to play. Leon under center will throw it outside. He complete if he got a little bit more loft on that one. 4th and 2. That's caught. He hung on. 40 seconds to go. The game's still alive. Pass is caught. He breaks a tackle, and he'll get a couple extra yards. 3rd down and 2. Again for Leon. He'll go to the end zone. Incomplete. Another 4th down. Another handoff for a 1st down conversion on 4th down. And 25 seconds to play. Leon underneath. That won't go anywhere. They're out of timeouts. It's 16 seconds to play. They hurry back to the line. 3rd and 9. End zone. Touchdown. Iowa gonna do it again. 3rd year in a row. Overtime in the playoffs. Leon, they get it 1st again. Can they outdo themselves from what they did last year? Both times in overtime, they struggled. They didn't put it in the end zone, but Leon this time, down to the 1. 2nd and goal, throwing, end zone, touchdown. Iowa gets it in, and they can win it here. Finally, for a playoff win. Tulane gets sacked. 2nd and 15 as they'll throw it, and it's caught! And a massive gain, a 24 to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal. He'll step up and run it. Touchdown Tulane. And we're going to overtime number 2. 42-42. Run to the edge. He will get 5. And Tulane are going to break Iowa's hearts again. They'll run it, and it will be 3rd down and 3. Can Iowa get off the field with a field goal here? They'll throw outside, incomplete. Missing the receiver, and the field goal try is going to be good. Iowa can win it with a touchdown. Come on, Leon. I'm kind of rooting for you. He gets sacked. Loss of 7. 2nd and 17. Just run it, I guess, but they'll lose more yards. Don't get knocked out of field goal range again. Come on, 3rd and 20. Leon, don't take a sack here. He's got time. No one got open, though. That's great coverage down the field. They'll settle for a check down and a field goal try to send it to a 2-point shootout. Kick is good. We're going to triple overtime. Leon, quick drop on the 2-point conversion. No good. Tulane for the win. Outside, he's open. Good. Not again. How? 3 years in a row. How does it keep happening? Leon, 3 touchdowns, had a nice season. 3 years in a row, you lost in overtime. 4 years in a row, you lost in the playoffs. And I guess we'll move on to the next game, where we start off with a scoop-it score for Ohio State. Parrish transferred from Tennessee to UNC and got them into the playoffs at 12-1, a number 2 ranking in the nation. But they're taking on Ohio State, and they'll float one deep, up in the air, knocked away. 4th down, they'll kick it away to Ohio State, who's got the lead, got the football, and with 7 minutes to play, they'll punt it back after a 3-and-out, and Parrish will get sacked. I mean, we've seen this all video when we've hopped into Ohio State games. Their line is just unbelievable. Incomplete, 4th and 17, gotta punt it. And I mean, not much action happening for offense here, but there you go, Ohio State's quarterback running right up the middle for a 1st down. And I mean, I think if you get it to a 2-score game at this point against this Ohio State team, I don't know if you're going to be able to win this one. They'll get the 1st down there. He reached for the 1st down. He got it. And Ohio State now running out clock, running it down the field. Red zone opportunity. 3 minutes. Toss out on 2nd and 13. They'll get stopped for a loss. But 3rd down and 16. And they will go over the middle. 1st down. And I think this one is slowly starting to become unattainable. Touchdown, Ohio State. And for North Carolina, they need 2 touchdowns in under 3 minutes. And yeah, they throw an interception. So that will be game. They go and get a 1st-round bye, get the number 2 seed in the country, and bow out in round 1. I just go back to poor Lehan, man. It's so ridiculous. You lose 4 years in a row in the playoffs, 3 years in a row in overtime, and he did not play perfect, but you gotta win one of them. Aroma Shadu, this is the most interesting part of this video, potentially. So Ham transfers, Aroma Shadu transfers. He's a 92 overall. Lehan goes in round 1. He was deserving, but Aroma Shadu doesn't go anywhere. He was the number 1 player in the portal. He didn't transfer anywhere. And Patman, another 5-star quarterback, goes to Michigan, but he's not here. He's gone. He's gone. He was a 92 overall. He transferred. He's not here. And maybe it's like, okay, well, did he go somewhere else later on in the season because I'm on training results? No, he's not here. When you get to the regular season, no, he wasn't there. In the seasons afterwards, he's gone. I don't know what that means. I don't know what to do about that. So Aroma Shadu, coming off an awesome season, best dual threat quarterback we've had, is just disappeared, I guess. I don't exactly know how that happens, where the number 1 player in the portal just doesn't go anywhere and doesn't walk on anywhere, I guess, what happened? Is this like a Nico Iamaleava situation? Did he want too much money in the NIL? Did he sit out a year to maybe go and declare for the draft? I don't know. Did he go to the UFL? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he got arrested. I don't know. He's gone, though. So, unfortunate way to end the career of a guy like that. And we go to the next season, where it's a wide open touchdown for Kentucky. And UNC, quite the fall here. I mean, they were the number 2 seed last year, number 14 this year. So no playoffs for them. But they are taking on Kentucky, who pulled themselves within 1 score. And at 9-3, Parrish is looking down the middle. That's a catch. And great pass, great catch, great everything there. Great play. 29-yard line as they'll swing it outside, and that's going to be a catch and run on the screen. They'll get inside the red zone, down to the 16, and now play action. Parrish is going to step up. He'll run it, and he's going to be inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 1. They're not going to quite get in. A Parrish, 77 yards on the ground. Nice day, and they'll flip it to the fullback for the touchdown. And Kentucky is back down by 2 scores with 8 minutes to play. We'll see if they got another touchdown drive in them. They'll try to get back to a 1-score game again. That's going to be a 1st down. So from the 41-yard line, 3rd down and 1. They'll cut it back the other way on the carry. He'll get the 1st down. So now 5:40 to play. Drop in a pass. That's going to be a screen. He's got a lot of room. He's got the 1st and past midfield. So they are moving the football a little bit, but they're taking a lot of time right now as a slant route's going to get the 1st down, as we're quickly approaching under 4 minutes to play. 3rd down and 4. They'll take the shot to the end zone, incomplete. And 4th down with under 4 minutes to play in a 2-score game. Pass hit a lineman, I guess. Incomplete. And that's going to be your game, as North Carolina ends up with that 14-point win. And Parrish throws for 4 touchdowns. Really impressive game for him. He'll have a pretty nice season, pretty on par with last year, and it'll be an overall maybe improvement, I guess. Ole Miss, meanwhile, will be in the playoffs. First round, they take on Duke, and they smack them around a little bit. It was 28-3 in the fourth quarter. Duke gets a garbage time touchdown. Still, though, 28-10. Tommy Bettis throws for 3 touchdowns, and then moving on to second round action against Clemson here, as Bettis has had a really good career so far. His seasons have been so prolific statistically. He's got playoff experience under his belt, and now with his first playoff win, he's going to drop back, throw, in an already 11-point lead against Clemson. Touchdown! Ole Miss now up by 3 scores, and Ole Miss is maybe going to run away with this one if Clemson can't do something about it. So far, pretty dominant in the playoffs for this Ole Miss team, as they might be the 10 seed, but they are not playing like a 10 seed right now, as it's 2nd and 17. How about another sack? 3rd and 25, and they'll just throw a screen. I mean, why not, I guess? You get to 4th and 18. I would imagine this is kind of like a game over type situation, and it's incomplete. Ole Miss takes over, and how about one more touchdown for good measure? Yeah, there you go. Tommy Bettis, touchdown. And to put an end to that one, 2 dominant playoff victories. 38-20 ends up being your final. And on to the semifinals is Ole Miss. Bettis ran for that touchdown, threw for 2 more, and on to Texas A&M. 28-27 is your score, so a bit closer this time around, but Bettis completed, and he'll have the football with a first down. 3rd down and 5 is the situation now, as it will be another first down completion. Bettis having a nice game through the air, and he's looking to continue that as he got the wide open man, catch and run, and he'll be at the 6-yard line. Goal to go for the lead. You can get it with a field goal, but the touchdown here is a lot more appealing, as it's 3rd and goal from the 2. Goal line, toss it out, and that's not going to work in the slightest. And maybe if it were still at the 2-yard line, you could have went for it, but from the 8, they're going to kick the field goal. 30-28 is your score, and Texas A&M can't even get the play action off. It's a sack, 2nd and 15. They'll throw, and that's an open man along the sidelines to step out of bounds. If he stayed in, he was fast enough, he could have went all the way, but instead, it'll be a 4th down after, immediately getting that first down, throwing a bunch of incomplete passes. They'll have to punt the football away, and Ole Miss with it. It'll be 2nd and inches with that 10-yard run. Bettis screen, got the first down, makes a man miss, and Bettis has his receiver getting 10 yards on that one, and then he'll go read option. Pretty effective runner of the football, and he'll have a nice little cut to get 15. 1st and 10 again, and they'll keep it again. Bettis running behind this great offensive line. Another 20-yard run for Bettis. Play action now, using his arm. First down inside the 10 and to the 4-yard line. Bettis is just dicing up this defense on the ground, through the air, and a touchdown. Ole Miss up by 2 scores. Well, A&M, you're running out of time, and you could be seeing a number 10 seed Ole Miss go to the national championship as that pass incomplete. 4th down, going for it, and this could be it as he floats it up top, incomplete. Ole Miss with the football, and a run here for Bettis inside the 5. Juke move, hits the pylon, but he's down at the 1. And A&M is going to allow another touchdown and a 2-point conversion. This is basically the chance to end it, but it's incomplete, so it remains a 2-score game. If they got it, it would have been a 3-score game and an insurmountable lead, but A&M with still a little bit of life, and they get a big completion all the way to the 13-yard line. 3 minutes to play, middle caught, touchdown, and don't turn off the TV yet. It's a 1-score game just like that. And A&M's defense has got to come out here and make a play. Screen pass outside is going to be cut back inside, and a big hit! Fumble, and A&M has it! A&M! Are they going to be able to pull this one off? This is a comeback that would be devastating for Ole Miss if they allow it to happen. But in good field position, the run is going to get him into the red zone. 2-minute warning approaching. Another read option. Both quarterbacks running the football. Nice move. Gets inside the 10 to the 5. And at the 4-yard line, goal to go. Up the middle. Touchdown. And what is happening here? They're kicking the extra point, and they have no timeouts. They have 1 timeout. Onside kick is picked up by Ole Miss. What? What are they doing? I mean, they're gonna get the stop, but they got like 20 seconds. What is going on? What are you doing? You deserve to lose this game. A&M, I mean, what kind of coach settings do you have to be that conservative and that passive? What in the world? That didn't happen like all of last year. That type of situation, just straight up not go for it. I would imagine it has something to do with like the coach aggressiveness. But like, how low of a setting do you have for your coach to just not go for two there? That is insane. Okay, that's something that definitely should be fixed, because I feel like no matter how conservative you are, you should always go for two in that situation. Like, that's just a bad call. That's the type of call that gets you fired. So, have fun, A&M fans. You're gonna crucify your coach on social media for that one. Arizona State Ole Miss, meanwhile, is the national championship. It's 9 versus 10. It's 26-21 your score, and that pass over the middle is gonna be caught. Arizona State with that 5-point lead with the football, and is gonna throw it out of bounds, so they'll preserve a couple of yards there, but it will be a field goal try, and a one-score game still intact, 29-21, and Bettis with the football. He's done an amazing job in this playoff so far, and can he try to cap things up with the national championship, as he'll get sacked on the play. And the sacks have been coming in for Arizona State, not so much for Ole Miss, as it's 3rd and 18, not going to get it, punting it away with 6 minutes to go, and Arizona State has a chance to get some clock going or get a 2-score lead here. 5 minutes to go, swing it outside, and it'll be 3rd down and 3, as they'll go with a run up the middle, first down at midfield. So Arizona State now down to 4 minutes, as they'll go outside, open man, another first down, and take more time off the clock, and they're in field goal range. This is not looking good for Ole Miss, as he gets to the edge and down to the 8-yard line. I think this one is starting to unravel for Ole Miss's defense, as they are under 3 minutes to play. 3rd and goal. That pass is going to be floated. Back corner. Caught. Touchdown. Would have been a 2-score game regardless, but it's 2 touchdowns instead of a touchdown and a field goal. Now, Ole Miss has got to do something fast, and they're going to get a big completion there. Already at midfield, under 2 minutes to go, though. Look at Bettis. Look at his speed. I mean, probably should be running the football, but my goodness, he's got a quick burst to him. As Bettis will run it again, and he'll get a first down again and more, and he's at the 17-yard line. So they are doing effective moving the football, as they're inside the 5, down into the 2-yard line. Goal to go. Handoff. It's going to be a touchdown. So cut it to a 1-score game. Onside kick is going to be missed by 1, not 2. And Ole Miss has got 2 timeouts in a minute and a half to stop them. So the run here on 3rd down and 3 for the game. He's fighting! Wow! He got the first down. Incredible fight there. And it will be Ole Miss going down. It looked like the way they were playing, that they were on their way to a national championship victory. I mean, the game against Duke where they demolished, the game against Clemson where they demolished. They had like a 15-point lead against A&M at the end, and some weird stuff happened. But I don't know, it just didn't go their way. Bettis has an awesome career, goes to the NFL, first-round pick potentially. Dalton Patman is going to transfer from Michigan. And yeah, Bettis goes in the first round, well-deserved, well-earned. And Patman is going to go from Michigan to Boston College. So we'll see how that goes. And Josh Lalos, the next quarterback, goes to TCU. So they already had a successful quarterback. We'll see if they get 2 now. Spencer Parrish has now developed into a pretty nice NFL caliber quarterback. Marshall Ham, he transferred from Miami to Auburn last season, and he's going to be getting more of an opportunity now. Dalton Patman here at Boston College will be the starter, so he'll get an early opportunity in his career to get some playing time. And Josh Lalos is a star development for TCU, and looks like he could be pretty solid for them. I mean, his speed caps are, he's got 3 grade out there, but he could still be pretty nice. Next QB on the board, Jordan Iguanagu. Looks all right. If he has a nice development, he could be pretty nice. The 84th throw on the run's pretty solid, but playoffs, nothing here to really see. Dalton Patman, for redshirt freshman, pretty nice season. Only bowl action we had was UNC winning 37-0, so in Parrish's first year at UNC as a starter, he goes to the playoffs. Next 2 years, not quite as successful, but overall, a pretty solid career for him. 91 overall, will go to the NFL. Looks like a day 2 pick, and he actually went up to a 93 by the end. But Dalton Patman is going to transfer due to championship contender. Josh Lalos will transfer due to playing time, so that's interesting. So Spencer Parrish will go in round 2, and Patman will want to be a championship contender, but will go from Boston College to UConn. Lalos will go to Tulane. And the weird part is, is Iguanagu goes to Ole Miss, so Ole Miss will get another quarterback, but Marshall Ham will be the starter now. The thing that's weird, though, is transferring from Boston College due to UConn for championship contender. He's not even going to be the starter. He's tied at an 84 overall, but he isn't even going to be the starter, actually. I don't force the starter. I just let the CPU do their thing. I don't really interfere in it, but he's not going to be the starter. So, I mean, cool. I don't even know if you get a better chance. I mean, championship contender. I don't think a UConn, no disrespect, but, like, it's a weird decision, as Iguanagu looks all right. We'll see if he could be as good as Tommy Bettis, as he was for Ole Miss, and get them to a national championship, or really just leave in a year. Dylan Bratsky, next quarterback, backfield creator. Man, backfield creators. I think I am ready to say that they might be the worst of these quarterback archetypes. Also, we haven't seen any pure runners so far for number 1 QBs, so that's another interesting little note. But we get into our playoff games here. We got 2. Marshall Ham makes it against TCU, and Lalos will be in for Tulane. So 25-21 is your score for Auburn. Down by 4 and an interception, and intercepted by Auburn. It'll be their football, and with 8 minutes to play in the snow, could we get Marshall Ham winning a playoff game here as they'll run the football for a loss of 2? 3rd down and 12. Ham will throw underneath. That's going to be well short of the marker. And TCU will take the football back, dropping to throw it, and they are going to find an open man, and that will be a first down. 13-yard gain, and a handoff. He's going to get a block, and I mean, that's an unnecessary reach, but he does get the first down from the 44. He'll roll left, try to run for it, spin out of 1, not 2, fumble the football. TCU jumps back on it, but it is 3rd down and long. He'll take a shot deep, one-on-one coverage. It's incomplete. And 4th and 11, they will punt it. So Marshall Ham gets the football back, and the screen is going to get nice yardage there. Needing a touchdown with 4.5 minutes to play, as they will go with the read option, and Ham will get 9 on the play. 44-yard line, pass outside on the RPO. Will get the first down, so they are moving a little bit in enemy territory. 3 minutes to go, and not quite there. 4th and inches on the run. They'll go play action and throw it. Ham wants to go for a big play, and he's got it. Broken tackle, and it's a touchdown. They went for it all on 4th and inches, and they got it. And the lead for Auburn, the extra point will give them the 3-point lead. So with 2 minutes to go, TCU looking to do something here as they'll run it. And the scramble's going to get 16. 1:24 to play. 3rd down and 10. Hit as he's throwing. Pass outside is still a perfect pass. And it's caught. The catch and run will get them to the 32-yard line. A minute to play and a sack. TCU now maybe out of field goal range. 3rd and 17. He's going to get sacked again. And TCU with 4th and 24. Hurrying it back to the line. You need something crazy to go your way here. 5 men out in the routes, and they'll take a shot deep for the game. It's caught! Touchdown! TCU pulls it out of nowhere. And whether they have a quarterback we're spectating or not, they seem to be pulling out some crazy wins out of nowhere. But they still need to survive for another 30 seconds as Auburn gets the first down. Timeout. Now 16 seconds to play. 30-yard line. That pass is caught up the seam, and they're in Hail Mary range. Little time to play. 10 seconds to go. That pass is going to be incomplete immediately. It'll go down to 9 seconds as you maybe have a shot or two at the end zone, but they'll just take a short one to maybe get it a little bit closer. Clock running down. Timeout with 3 seconds to go. So here's your Hail Mary for the win. Taking the shot in the end zone. It's tipped in incomplete. TCU knocks out Auburn in a brutal fashion. A 4th and 24 dagger for a touchdown. Ham goes for 82 completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Has a really nice season overall. And that's just an unfortunate way to end things, because you thought you had the game won. Tulane, meanwhile, is at the 1-yard line here, down by 10, but it's looking like they'll be down by 3 against Nebraska. So 31-28 is your score with 9.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Nebraska with the football, and look at the run! He broke free, and he's got a big gain, as they will have it to the 42-yard line, but a sack. Third down and 15 pops up for Nebraska, so Tulane can still get out of here with the football with no points allowed, and they'll get a couple of yards. They'll actually try it from about 58 yards. Field goal try is good. And even though Tulane maybe thought they could escape with no points allowed, they do allow a field goal. Still a one-score game, though, as with 7 minutes to play. Josh Lalos is going to get sacked. Back them up to 2nd and 16 as Lalos, he's actually a lefty quarterback, so that's interesting, but he'll have a short completion there. 3rd down and 4 as he will throw outside on the rollout, and he's got another 4 yards there, so they'll have to punt it away. And it'll be a sack now for Nebraska, so pass rush getting in, doing their things here, but I mean, with time maybe starting to run out a little bit, the defense is going to get the football back, and maybe Tulane has just one good opportunity left, but I mean, the sacks weren't doing much in the first half, but they have just been flooding in this 4th quarter as with under 3 minutes to go. Now Nebraska in a spot where they could run out the rest of this clock, and they're going to get another 1st down here. 2-minute warning is about to approach, but Tulane's out of timeouts now as they'll throw another pass up the sidelines. Caught, and now one more 1st down will end it, but I mean, it's not looking good right now as it's not going to get the 1st down, but you're down to 30 seconds to play. Nebraska field goal is good. It's a 2-score game with 18 seconds to play, and on 4th down, I mean, yeah, this may be the greatest nothing play ever, because look at this. Ball tipped up in the air. It's caught, and that's going to be a touchdown. If that play came in a 1-score game, that would have been maybe the craziest play we'll see. I don't know, like, one of them at least all year, but, like, my goodness, how great of a play is that just for it to mean absolutely nothing? That is a crazy way to end it. 37-35 is your final. Lalos ends up with a pretty nice game, 380 yards, 3 touchdowns, 43 touchdowns on the season as a whole, and 5,800 yards. Dalton Patman, well, would you look at that? UConn being your transfer for a championship contender didn't turn out to be all that good. Patman is going to go to Wisconsin, so, he's on his 4th team already. He's gone from Michigan to Boston College to UConn to Wisconsin. I was hoping we got one of these guys who was just like a complete psychopath and just kept transferring everywhere. Jordan Iguanu, meanwhile, is going to go up to LSU. So from Ole Miss to LSU, and we'll see if he ends up with some success there. Dylan Bratsky is going to go to Ohio State. So Ohio State grabbing another quarterback. Marshall Ham is going to be back for another season. I think what's funny about this is Dalton Patman could have just stayed at Boston College. He started as a redshirt freshman at Boston College, left, hit the bench. Then he left again, and now he's at Wisconsin, and he's on the bench. So he played already, and he had a nice freshman season, and now he's just not playing anymore. So, I mean, maybe he'll transfer again. I don't know. Jordan Iguanu, though, is looking okay at LSU. Dylan Bratsky, pretty low overall relative to some of the other guys that we've seen, but he's got solid development, okay skill caps and everything. Pretty by the numbers what we've seen for skill caps. But how about this next guy? John Baldonado is looking like he could also be in that Jamil Deere type of territory. He looks insane. And for this season, no playoff appearances. Marshall Ham goes and takes on UAB in the bowl game, so quite the downgrade, but a 41-12 victory will round out his career. The problem is, though, he didn't even play in the game. Marshall Ham was hurt. So, you know, I guess it doesn't really matter all that much whether he won the bowl game or not. So, you know, he'll be out there. And then Tulane, Josh Lalos is going to be up against Southern Miss. Hasn't been a crazy eventful game to this point, but a 14-13 score is what you got going on right now with 5 minutes to play in this game. 3rd down and 10. Pass is going to be short of the line. He'll get 8, not 10, though, as they'll punt it back to Tulane, who's got that 1-point lead and now can see if they can maybe either get a field goal or maybe make it an 8-point game. That is a pass off his back foot across his body. It's going to work out, though, for a first, as now with under 4 to play, he's going to get pressured and sacked. And that's going to be an injury timeout, so stop the clock a little bit. 3rd down and 14. He'll try to run for it. He won't even come close. He'll get 3. Now jumping ahead to Southern Miss's 3rd and 11 with 3 minutes to go. Incomplete, and they will punt. So Tulane has another try to maybe run out this clock as they are having their running back get a 7-yard, get another injury timeout. So they've kind of gotten unlucky with these injury timeouts. The clock is stopped a little more than they'd like, as that's going to be a 1st down carry for Lalos, and he'll step up. 2nd down and 8. He'll get sacked for a loss of 2. 3rd and 10, and it's going to be a stop, but like they didn't really run all that much time off the clock. Now Southern Miss did use all their timeouts, and the field goal is good, but a couple of injury timeouts really save Southern Miss. So they'll have 1:20 to play, and they'll have a little bit of time and a little bit of opportunity, and a nice run there. Their quarterback fast as heck, as he will get 30 plus on that one. 55 seconds to go. Third down conversion, it looks like. Yeah, they give it to him. 35 seconds to play. They hurry back to the line. Third down and 5. Floated outside and caught. And this would be one heck of a win here as they get it inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 1. And Southern Miss, can they pull it off? Handoff, touchdown. And it looks like Tulane's going to have their hearts ripped out of this bowl game as they are going to get a completion there. It's going to be 1st and 10, though, from the 34 with the last play of the game. I don't know if he got that big of an arm. He's going to float one deep, though, and it's incomplete. That is a disappointing way to close things out for Tulane's season, but for Josh Lalos, it didn't really hamper his statistical output as a whole. He did get banged up in that game, but still, I mean, as a whole, another 5,000-yard season, completing almost 70% of his passes. He's going to go to the NFL. He's another guy where it's like, man, another year could really help him. And would you look at that? Dalton Patman's also transferring again. Okay, he's transferring again. Lalos goes in the 5th round. Marshall Ham goes in the 2nd round. And Dalton Patman, never mind. He's going back to Wisconsin. This dude's weird. What is he's so weird. John Baldonado, I guess we're making up for the whole Aroma Shadu situation because he's going to be going to Georgia Tech. But the funny thing is, Patman, he's not gonna start again. What is this dude? So, transferred every single year he could, but in the final transfer year, he just went back to the school originally that had him. And in none of the years that he transferred, other than the first one, he actually even got the starting job. So, quite the character. He'll be just basically riding the bench. So John Baldonado, how about this? 81 overall with elite development. He is better, basically, than Jamil Deere in base, at least. We'll see if his career turns out to be just like his, where he became a 99 overall by the end of things. So playoff action here. Tulane did make it a year a little late for Lalos. I think it really would have benefited him to at least be in that situation where he kept another year going, made the playoffs, probably would have upped his draft stock. But for now, we'll just have to watch John Baldonado in his bowl game debut. 8-4 Georgia Tech, 8-4 UConn. It's 17-13, and Georgia Tech with the football back after a field goal drive. Baldonado's gonna throw to a wide open man, and with one to beat, he's gonna get tracked down. And they're already in the red zone now. Speed option, flip it outside, walk it in, touchdown. Georgia Tech with the lead, and UConn. I think Georgia Tech actually, did they miss the extra point? What happened there? I actually don't even know. I skipped through like the extra point because it's, you know, anything to cut down on a 22-hour recording I'll take. So I guess they missed it. It's going to be 17-19. So I guess UConn can take the lead with a field goal here. And right now they're doing a pretty good job getting into field goal range. They get stopped on 3rd down, and they will try that field goal. Kick on its way from 50 plus is good. And a missed extra point gonna end up being maybe what costs Georgia Tech in this one, but they still have 4 minutes, and the football. Baldonado's gonna throw underneath, got his receiver, and it will be a gain of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Outside, caught, 1st down, and he will get past midfield to the 46-yard line, so maybe 10 yards out from field goal range as he'll get sacked. So I guess it'll be maybe more like 18 yards out from field goal range as he will throw on 3rd down and 18, launching it deep. 2 men down there, incomplete. And it's 4th and 18. They punt it away, put the defense out there. They will get the sack, and they will get the stop 3 and out. So it didn't take up much time. You lost all your timeouts, but there you go on the screen. Springing him free to the 42. And again, right on the outside of field goal range. Now they're in it, and now you maybe can run this down to the 2-minute warning. They're going to run another play beforehand, get another completion, get a little bit closer. But yeah, you can run this down. I mean, UConn can't really do a whole lot about it if they can't stop you, and you're getting closer. UConn not burning any timeouts yet, but they will throw underneath, turning upfield, and inside the 5. UConn still no timeouts used here as the run will be into the end zone. Touchdown. So UConn held on to all of their timeouts. 2-point conversion for the 7-point lead is good, so no harm done with the missed extra point. And a minute to play. UConn will run, and he'll have the first down sliding. There's one timeout. 55 seconds to go. Throw outside. It's going to be knocked away. 2 defenders in the area. 3rd down and 10. As they will run backwards. You can't run backwards. You got to step up. And now 4th and 19, game on the line here. UConn throwing it deep. He's got a man caught. And will he be tracked down? No, he won't. Touchdown. And they pulled that one out of nowhere. UConn ties it. Overtime, here we go. And a Iowa heartbreak overtime being played here as UConn with the football first. They are running it well. They're down to the 3. 2nd and goal. Toss it outside, and he gets stopped. 3rd down and goal from the 7. And that will be slant. He reaches! Not quite. He reached out as much as he could, but it will just be a field goal try. Instead, Georgia Tech will now have a touchdown to win the game here. And a nice start. 1st down carry. And now 2nd down and 5 from the 10. Handoff. He's going to find his way to 1st and goal from the 4. And for the win, it'll be another run. And it's a touchdown. So you win the game there. Georgia Tech had to go through a little extra struggle, but they end up with the win in the end. And a nice start for Baldonado to go 9 wins and a bowl victory, 300 yards and a touchdown in the win. And he looks pretty nice. Now, not a crazy prolific statistical season, but I mean, he has the potential to be great. Despite riding the bench for 3 years, Patman does get drafted late in the draft. Elijah Weeks going to go to Clemson, so another potential shot for a Clemson quarterback. They've already had one commit this video, but he transferred. Iguanagu is going to be okay. Bratsky still sticking around at Ohio State. Could have transferred due to playing time. Still not going to. He's not really all that crazy. But Baldonado, man, Elite Dev, I guess it just really don't mess around this year with some of these quarterbacks. He is absurd. And just like Jamil Deere, I mean, he doesn't have Ohio State's team around him, but he's pretty dang good again. Rashawn Diaby, next quarterback. Backfield creator again. Among the backfield creators, not super bad, but Georgia Tech will be in the playoffs. First round bye. Iguanaga is an 84 overall as a junior. Has a pretty season for an LSU quarterback, so it's going to start things off now in this playoff matchup. Baldonado is going to have his team get an interception. I talked literally about how, hey, he doesn't have Jamil Deere's type of situation. Well, he's facing off against that situation. It's taken on Ohio State, and with the chance to get that 2-score lead, it's going to be down to the 1, and he'll have a wide open touchdown. And what happens when a just special type of generational quarterback can change your program forever? Because even now at Georgia Tech, he's taken up to the playoffs, now up by 2 scores on Ohio State. And with 5.5 to play, play action, and the quarterback got away from the rush there. Impressive job. He'll deliver for a first down. 5 minutes to go, play action again as they'll throw. Middle caught, and he's breaking free. Touchdown, Ohio State. Gonna be back within 1 score of this one. And with 4 minutes to play, it's time to get to the Georgia Tech rushing attack. And that will get them to 2.5 minutes. 3rd down and 3. Flag on the field. And that's not a good one for Ohio State. How about offsides? Now you're getting them on the hard counts and everything. So now 2nd down and 1. Better situation. Big run. And they are at the 26. And they're running more clock. Ohio State out of timeouts. And a first down. And I think Georgia Tech's going to be able to pull this one off, barring something crazy. To the outside. And a touchdown. Georgia Tech. And that is going to look like it's going to be a win, because even though with 30 seconds to play, Ohio State went down the field, scores a touchdown here, the onside kick is going to be scooped up by Georgia Tech, and the win. So even though Baldonado definitely not got a crazy team around him relative to some of these other top-tier quarterbacks, he's making it work in a playoff victory, semifinals appearance, and that's what happens. You go 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, now taking on SMU for a shot to play in the national championship. It's 14-10. SMU has the ball, has the lead, and has it in the red zone, but a sack there is going to back them up out of the red zone. 3rd down and long, and they'll throw. End zone pass, it's knocked away. And SMU will try the field goal, staying a 1-score game. It is good, And now Baldonado's got a chance to get his team in a tying situation here. First down completion, gain of 6. It's not been a prolific game for him, but you know, he's been doing his thing. That pass was a weird looking one, but it's going to be incomplete. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway if it was caught, but SMU takes over, and a spin move there will spring him forward for a nice first down run. 7 minutes to play, as SMU will float one deep, and he's got a man, it's caught, and now inside the 15. Big game for SMU, and they can take a 2-score lead. He's getting sacked, but it's still going to be field goal range. You need him to miss this kick, but he's going to put it through the uprights. And with 5.5 to go, Baldonado's going to have to do something crazy here. His rushing game isn't helping him. I mean, you see him there, 12 carries for 18 yards. He's got no rushing attack, and it's all on him right now. He's got that completion for the first down. 3rd down and 6, though, spreading the field. He's got another first down. Under 4 minutes to play now. Clock ticking. 3rd down and 4. He's going to find a man. It's another first down, and they are in field goal range, but you'd like that touchdown first. In the red zone, he's getting sacked. 3rd down and 14, and he'll take a step back and throw it up top for the end zone. Touchdown! And they are now just down by 3, and the 3 and out is gonna be forced by the defense. And can he pull this one off? A 10-point comeback in just a couple of minutes. Run game's gonna get the first down, as now with 1:20 to play. He's gonna go read option. He's not a speedster, but he's got just enough for the first down. And now at the 44, 60 seconds to play, and he's got time in the pocket. How about another 10-yard gain and a first down? 43 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 6. He'll float one for the end zone again, and it's caught again. Touchdown! Just putting it up there, and his receiver comes down with it. And now 22 seconds to go for SMU, and we could be seeing a national championship appearance here. Timeout used. 3rd down and 2. They're going to take a shot down the field. It's incomplete. 4th down and 2. And SMU is going to throw outside. It's going to be caught, keeping the game alive a little bit longer. But you're down to 6 seconds on a timeout. Maybe this is it. Hail Mary. They're going to float one deep. That's not going to be to the end zone. It's incomplete. And it's going to be a national championship appearance for Baldonado. And one great quarterback can elevate your team so much. 3 touchdowns, the 2 clutch ones to pull yourself into a spot where you can win that game. And now against North Carolina here, Baldonado could tie this thing up right now. 3-yard line. It's going to be a handoff, and that will be a touchdown. So we are going to be tied up here. 21-21 with just over 9 minutes to play, and a sack for UNC. 3rd down and 11. He'll take a quick throw, and that's going to be caught. There's 3 defenders in that area. Someone had to make a play on that one. So now it's going to be North Carolina with another first down. He's being hard to bring down. It's another 3rd down conversion for them. 2nd down and 8. The screen on the outside. That's going to be a first. He reached for it. He got it. 3rd down and 3. They got another 3rd down conversion. Yes, they do. Can they be stopped? Can you get the football to your generational quarterback to help him out a little bit as they're going to run it? He's going to get another nice gain. 9 yards. 2nd down and 1. As he's got a clean pocket, he'll find a man open. Caught. Is in for the touchdown. And that was a great job by UNC to just have that drive go down the way it did. All those 3rd down conversions. Now Baldonado's got 5 minutes to play and a handoff for the first down and more. Getting through a nice lane, opened up, and they are in enemy territory. But it's 3rd and 9 as he's going to shovel that one. That probably wasn't the best idea, as they'll have to settle for a field goal try, but the kick is no good. Man, I mean, that was a bad 3rd down play from him, but the field goal being no good is brutal. And now UNC has great field position, the lead, and 3 minutes to run things out here as they'll throw an interception. There you go, defense. Come up with a big play. Help your quarterback out a little bit and give him another chance at it, because when you put it in his hands, it might just be all you need. But can he come up big here? 3rd down and 4. That pass is caught, and a first down into enemy territory from the 49. 2-minute warning has hit, and he'll get sacked. Unblocked defender came in, and now 3rd down and 16. Baldonado, he's going to try to throw it deep, but he got hit as he was throwing. It's incomplete. 4th and 16. Maybe your game on the line here. The blitz came in, and they just checked it down. And Georgia Tech might be done here, and they are. That's game. And the win for UNC, the national championship, headed over to North Carolina. Baldonado did not play his best game, but I mean, he took him that far, which was impressive. 31 touchdowns, 5 picks. I mean, the completion percentage, the yards per attempt, all that stuff isn't crazy, but like, he is just a good player. Like, we know he's good. Diaby committed to USC. Iguanagu, he's not looking great. I mean, in terms of overall progression, he's just upgraded quickness and health, which for a quarterback, I mean, availability's nice. Bratsky, I'm surprised. He's just stuck around here at Ohio State. Like, that just hasn't happened. It's nice that some loyalty has existed. Maybe it'll be rewarded. And then Baldonado's obviously absurd. Elijah Weeks sitting here at Clemson. He's just kind of waiting for his turn. And Diaby, star development for him. And I mean, basically unlimited skill caps. Accuracy has one off, but everything else is limitless. So that's pretty cool to see. Dan Thompson, next quarterback, dual threat, and he looks awesome. 96 throw power, 84 speed, nice accuracy stats, and a gem quarterback. In the playoffs, we see Baldonado makes it again, and he will be having another little matchup against SMU. SMU is now down 31-20. So this is the team they knocked out in the semifinals last season to get to the national title. SMU looking for a little bit of revenge. Georgia Tech looking for a little bit of revenge, I guess, of their own to try to get some redemption after their national championship loss. But SMU trying to pull back in it, and a completion for a touchdown is going to cut it down to a one-score game. But the two-point conversion's what matters here right now, as it will be good. 3-point game, which is huge. And now it's 3rd and 7 for Baldonado, who's going to check it down underneath. Got it for a first down. Catch and run. He ain't fast, but he got some nice yardage on that one. 6.5 to go. 2nd and 11 as he'll roll. And not fast enough to outrun the defender. It's a sack. 3rd down and 20. As that pass going to be incomplete. Wouldn't have mattered if it was caught anyway. And SMU takes over. Speed option. That pass is going to be flipped out way off the mark. And that might cost SMU their drive. And it will. That's brutal for them, as Georgia Tech will take the football back now with an opportunity to run some clock here. A nice broken tackle will help spring him for a first down. Impressive effort by the receiver. 4.5 to go. Play action. Diving grab, but the ball placement was phenomenal there. The defender couldn't do anything about it. And now the run. Big run. Spin move. And he'll get it to the 19. They're in the red zone. Under 3 to play. Slant route caught. First down and goal. Georgia Tech making them use their timeouts. And now last one out for SMU. 2:20 to play. And Baldonado not bad to take a sack. Better than an incomplete pass, because you'll get it to the 2-minute warning. Take the field goal. And SMU now needs to go the length of the field, and they only got a little bit of time to do it. No timeouts. They'll get a first down there. 1:08 to play. 2nd down and 6 outside. Caught, and he will have the first down. 51 seconds to play as they'll throw. He'll go down the field. Pass is caught. Jumped up and reached out for it. 29 seconds to play. 3rd down and 4. It's caught again. And they're close to pulling this one off. 12-yard line. 20 seconds. Outside. Caught at the 1. Are they going to be able to pull off this drive? Touchdown. And that's got to be some brutal heartbreak. 35-34. And an incomplete pass on the final play of the game. That is, after, knocking them out in the semifinals the way they did, SMU coming back, they did what they did to them last year. So, I mean, they went back and forth on it. Baldonado has no reason to stay in college. He's a 97 overall, so he's going to leave. Bratsky waited 4 years, but never got the starting opportunity at Ohio State, so he'll transfer. So, I mean, I guess good on him. Elijah Weeks is going to transfer as well. LSU Iguanagu just has the most nothing career ever, doesn't get drafted. Baldonado, though, goes in the 1st round. Probably was like a number 1 overall pick. Bratsky does not go anywhere, so he's gone. Elijah Weeks goes to UNC. I mean, I know Bratsky was a nice overall as Dan Thompson goes to Texas, but for Bratsky, I mean, he never played in his 4 years, so I guess if we want to use that logic, it's like, okay, well, we could see maybe why nobody wanted him, but like, I guess my headcanon in that is just like, he probably went to like a Division II school or an FCS school or something like that. Dan Thompson, though, how about elite development? And oh boy, he looks really good for Texas. I mean, you might have found yourselves another special quarterback to, add to the list, as he could give you a lot of success. Jared Lamar, dual threat. How about another gem? Nice athleticism, throwing the runs cool, and we go to the playoffs where none of the teams that we were representing made it, but we do have some bowl action. USC, number 18 in the country behind Diaby. They're taking on number 21, Texas A&M. Music City Bowl. Pass down the field isn't complete, and it's fourth down. Punt it away, so we'll get to see a little bit of Diaby as he'll float one deep. That's a high arcing pass, and it's caught, as that is going to be into the red zone, 13-yard line. Nice spin move, getting by another defender, and he'll get 9. Second down and 1. We'll turn to 3rd and 2, where the defense comes up big for A&M to force a field goal. Try kick is going to be through the uprights and good. We'll turn it to A&M's football. 5 minutes to play. Pass is going to be caught, and that's a big gain of 21 yards. And A&M screen outside. Nice blocking by the receivers. He'll have the first. And now A&M, they're moving it closer to field goal range. They'll sweep it outside, and they will get a first down there. They're coming really close on these markers, but they keep on getting that first down. And that one, no debate there. It is a first down and more. Now at about the 2-minute warning, 3rd down and 5. He's going to throw one. End zone, up in the air, incomplete. So that will be a field goal try. Kick is good. We're all tied up with 1.5 minutes to go as Diaby will throw one outside. That pass caught, and he broke a tackle and got a block of extra yards. That was impressive, as USC now has a chance to maybe get to field goal range, but maybe not so much after that sack. 3rd down and 13. Pass over the middle. That's off the mark and intercepted right to a defender. And A&M might have just been able to steal this one away, because that one big play is going to get them into field goal range. And A&M can run out this clock. USC out of timeouts. 3rd down and 3. A&M gets closer. And now it is going to be nothing USC can do but just watch them as they will run this clock down. Field goal as time expires is good. And A&M pulls off the victory at the very end. USC, an interception was ultimately what costed them in the end. So Diaby does not have a great bowl game, but redshirt freshman had a nice season overall for a freshman, so we'll see what kind of growth he has. Meanwhile, Nebraska, North Carolina. This game was genuinely a whole lot of nothing. So it's 21-6 here with 1 minute to go, and it was 4th and 10. They didn't get it. I mean, there was just literally nothing to watch here. Final play of the game is when North Carolina finally scored a touchdown. I didn't want to subject you through that boring as heck game, but I mean, they did block the extra point. Then it gets scooped up by a lineman and ran in for 2. So that was the only thing worth showing you, even though the game didn't end up mattering. So 21-14 is the final there, and UNC loses their bowl game. Weeks has a pretty poor performance. Touchdowns, none. Interceptions, got one on the board there. 22-13 overall in the season, a lot of yards. Jared Lamar ends up committing to Nebraska, and Elijah Weeks looks like a pretty okay quarterback at this point in time, but we will see what we have for Rashawn Diaby, who's still at USC. Looks pretty all right. And then, the quarterbacks are really interested in Dan Thompson. For a guy who's just coming off his first year, looks pretty nice, so we'll be excited to see where his career goes. And then Jared Lamar, elite development and looking amazing. Limitless accuracy, limitless power, limitless quickness. I mean, he's going to be insane. We are running out of quarterbacks. Craig Spann, the next one. Pocket passer, probably on the lower end of the pocket passers we've seen, though we haven't seen that many, but the ones we have gotten, pretty nice. Elijah Weeks, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, no bowl game for him. Dan Thompson has played in his first 2 seasons, but hasn't done a whole lot. Just started games kind of here and there, got some garbage time action. But let's get into our bowl action for USC and Nevada. 21-20. USC right now losing by 1 and having to punt the football away to Nevada. 6 minutes to go. Quick pass, and that's caught. RPO making a man miss. And there he goes. He's not that fast. He probably should have got a touchdown if he was just a decent athlete. But Nevada still going to get themselves into the end zone regardless. And a 8-point lead USC has to overcome. But a much more talented USC team should be able to do that. They're struggling right now against Nevada, and they are going to get a completion there, so they're in enemy territory. Under 4 minutes to play as the screen set up. He got it out there. Blockers in front. He's got a big gain, and that will get him to the 24-yard line. 3.5 to go as that pass for the end zone. Touchdown, USC. There you go. That's more like it, USC. Diaby delivers, and now a 2-point conversion for the tie as they are going to have time and eventually find somebody. That's a score. And now 28-28 is your score with 3 to play as Diaby's going to watch his defense force a 3 and out. And now things are looking more like traditional USC football against an opponent that is inferior to them. Diaby going to go outside, and that'll be 4th and 1. They punt it. I feel like he could have went for it there. It's 4th and 1 in enemy territory as well, but they're going to trust their defense. I guess you can't blame them too much, but a minute 20 to go. Novada is going to throw outside. Caught, and it will be a 1st down. Man, this would be a pretty rough upset if Nevada's able to pull this one up, but a fumble, and it goes off the USC defender's hands. Nevada 2nd and 19 as they'll get sacked again. 3rd down and 26 with 30 seconds to play and another sack. Okay, that's, makes more sense. 22 seconds to play, and they're backed up at their own 35, but a juke move there, and one big run for USC, up the sidelines and ducking out of bounds. There you go. One big run gets you into field goal range, and as time expires, there you go. USC wins it, and that will be a bold victory for Diaby to get on the board, and we'll see how he continues his career because he's still got another year left at least if he wants it. I mean, he could stay a couple of years extra, but 35 touchdowns, 5 picks, nice season, got better. Craig Spann, interesting. Marshall is where he commits to, doesn't transfer there. True freshman, just commits to Marshall. I mean, we've had quarterbacks commit to lower schools in the portal, after their career maybe didn't pan out or they didn't get playing time, but that's really interesting. Marshall landing a 5-star quarterback. Dan Thompson's also going to get the start now, which is cool to see. And Jared Lamar looking pretty nice. His throw power is up to 97 overall. It's got 89 speed with 94 excel. He looks like he could be a lot of fun. And Craig Spann, star development, 6'6", tall, passing, pocket passer quarterback, solid arm strength early on in his career, and he's going to have a lot of room to grow, and he'll probably get more opportunities. So Frederick Fine is quarterback number 25, and we will get to see what the last quarterback has to offer us. Texas made the playoffs. USC, I mean, that's so close. Nebraska also 19th, but USC, a situation again, you lose the conference championship and it actually ends up costing you. Elijah Weeks ends up missing his entire final season basically due to injury. And in this game, Nebraska, I would have showed you this whole game because it wasn't a bad one, but I just feel like I couldn't do it in good faith because 34-31 is the score, game tying field goal. And I guess this is what happens when you're recording for 20 plus hours. Something happens here. This play went on for 4 minutes. This is my first major glitch I have encountered in this game. And I was too stubborn to just quit out of it. I just let it play it out. I just wanted to see what would happen. I mean, there's a chance, hey, you push him into the end zone, you win the game. You push him out of the bounds, you lose. Just push him out of bounds, guys. Come on, Nebraska. He couldn't be that strong. Eventually, though, they do push him out of bounds. That's the silly way for that to end, but I mean, I showed the good and the bad in this game. It happens, Jared Lamar, though, got a bowl victory and a nice season there for him. USC in their bowl game, I mean, they were close to making the playoffs. They beat up Illinois a little bit, 41-16. 5 touchdowns for Diaby and a nice performance for him. 53 touchdowns as a whole. I think he needs to go to the NFL probably. So now let's get into playoff action. Your second round matchup, Texas-Duke. Dan Thompson, who looks like he has the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks we've had of the video, and he is in the playoffs right now for Texas. He's gotten some playing time in his first 2 seasons, but now the full-time starter here at Texas, taking him to an 11-2 record in the first round bye. 4th and 1 for Duke. Slant route, wide open, and a touchdown. I mean, the corner was just lost out there. 2-point conversion for the tie is good. So Texas now 7 minutes to go in this tie game. Thompson's going to tuck and run, and Thompson slides down. He gets the first down, and a handoff to the running back to the edge. Nice blocking from the receivers to steal it for a first down at the 40-yard line. Now 3rd down and 11 as Thompson gets the block picked up by the running back, and outside completed to an open man. Nice pass. A couple of injuries for Duke piling up, just under 6 to play. So fire one into a defender, intercepted by Duke. And that is not what you want to see there if you're Thompson, as he just threw it right into coverage. I mean, there wasn't really much of a window there, as now Duke will turn it over 3 and out. So Dan Thompson, no harm done, really, as he'll throw it on the run, get right back to where he was on the field. Under 4 minutes to play now in enemy territory, play action. Thompson, time in the pocket, but no one got open. Pressure eventually got in there. Yeah, time, no one just got open. 3rd and 19, pass outside is going to be caught for 3, so they'll punt it away. And Duke now, could they go on a game-winning drive? As that throw on the run is knocked away, so they go 3 and out. So an offensive struggle a little bit now, as Thompson with just over 2 to go is going to have a first down. He falls forward and he gets it, as now 2-minute warning has hit, and Thompson is going to get sacked. I mean, Thompson now banged up on the play. It's not like the blocking's awful. He's had time. Just, I guess no one's getting open. Or maybe he's not seeing it. 3rd down and 11. The backup quarterback is in. It's incomplete. Now Duke's going to have to come out into the field and watch a 60-plus yard field goal. Kick is no good. What are you doing? That was 61 yards. I mean, I guess he had a pretty good leg there, but you can't be trying that. That's the type of kick that could cost you a game. And now with Duke in great field position, he'll throw it down the field. It's caught! And that might be what it takes to take out Texas. As outside, caught, and he's down to the 1. And you run out the clock. A game-winning 19-yard field goal try to knock out Texas. It's good. Duke with the... maybe upset. I mean, they were both closely ranked, 4 versus 5, so maybe not an upset, but I mean, we know Texas enough to know that they should be able to come out here and compete every single season, and Dan Thompson is a great quarterback, and he didn't have a great game, but he had a pretty great season. 39 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but this is a stunner. How about him transferring? Diaby is going to go to the draft, but he transferred, which is crazy. Not due to playing time or anything either. He transfers due to branding. And not only that, he transfers to Oklahoma. You are a sick individual. Now, I do have to say that Frederick Fine didn't end up committing anywhere. So, I don't want to shortchange you guys. Usually I only go 25 quarterbacks, because 1, it's a nice number, but 2, also, you know, you can't do like 27, 28, 29. The Dynasty goes 30 years, so there's a chance if you do 26, 27, 28, they don't have their careers end by the time Dynasty ends. But he didn't commit, and I looked, trust me, I looked, he didn't walk on to anywhere. I looked the following year, he wasn't like a JUCO, he wasn't in the portal, he wasn't anywhere, he never popped up. So, just to not shortchange you, we're going to do it another one, run it back a little bit. So this is QB 25 for real. You could throw out the other stuff with Frederick Fine. But Dan Thompson's the story right now. He goes from Texas, transfers, and it's one thing to transfer because he didn't play enough or something like that. But to transfer because you didn't think Texas was like important enough or relevant enough, and then to just go straight to their rivals is sick behavior. I'm here for him being a villain, though. Craig Spann gets to start at Marshall, and yeah, he throws 50 touchdowns, over 5,000 yards. But not only that, man, Dan Thompson wins the Heisman Trophy. That's our first Heisman of the video, surprisingly enough. And not only that, he is in the playoffs here in the first round, 24-14. I mean, this would be truly insane if he goes out here and just has the like national championship, Heisman winning season, and stunts Texas like that, and just crazy. I mean, that's going to be a field goal try for Oklahoma, so they're already up by 2 scores. They'll keep their 2-score lead, but add on to it. 13-point game as Louisville kind of struggling right now, as Thompson is, I mean, already become like the biggest villain for the Longhorns, but can he be the biggest hero for the Sooners, as it's going to be a first down carry, 5 minutes to play. He'll go and run out of the pocket, and you'll get sacked. 2nd down and 20 turns to 3rd and 13, 4 minutes to go. Pass over the middle is going to be caught, so Louisville trying to pull themselves out. I think all Texas fans are going to be rooting for anybody but Oklahoma right now, more so than usual, as with 3.5 to go. They'll step up. He'll run it. He's got it right close to the marker. 2nd down and 1. Spreading the field. And he'll try to run it again. He does, and he got the touchdown. So Louisville eventually does find their way into the end zone, but Oklahoma has the football and can try to do something here. And look at the big run. He'll get it past the 40-yard line, and they're going to start using their timeouts. 2-minute warning approaching. Thompson in the face of pressure. Incomplete. Louisville's got the football back, so they can pull this one off as long as they don't turn it over. 3rd down and 4, 1:20 to play as they'll throw outside, caught, and it's going to be a 1st down. And I mean, I guess in a way, would it be embarrassing if you transfer to your rival school trying to win a national championship and you bow out in the 1st round? And Texas, who's in the playoffs, what if they go and win? What if they make it further? 4th down conversion there. That one was close, but 47 seconds to play as he'll step up. He'll get sacked and loses 2. 37 seconds to play, and he'll throw one deep, up top, in the air, knocked away. 4th and 12, and the game on the line for the playoff victory. He'll fire one down the field. It's caught on the crosser, and he's gonna go all the way to the 20-yard line. And now under 20 seconds to play, pass is knocked away. 3rd down and 5, 16 seconds to go from the 15, floating one, back corner of the end zone, knocked away. 4th down, 10 seconds, last play basically, floating it again, back in the end zone, knocked away again. And Oklahoma, they put up 2 shots in the back corner, and it wasn't good enough. They hang on. Thompson throws for 230 and 3 touchdowns and moves on to the next round. Nebraska, meanwhile, I guess we should pay attention a little bit more to them. Lamar has been awesome, and he has found himself in the playoffs, maybe overshadowed a little bit. Look at that grab, impressive. But maybe Lamar's been overshadowed a little bit because we're talking about the story of Dan Thompson out here transferring from rival schools and, winning the Heisman Trophy. But let's not ignore Jared Lamar getting his team the lead. And Nebraska 24-21 in this playoff matchup as they will have Clemson out there on offense getting stopped 3 and out. And now Nebraska with the football back under 5 minutes to play, stepping up and throwing right down the middle. Broken tackle. He's gone. 67 yards. What a play. And a 2-score lead for Nebraska. And they are coming out here trying to make a statement and prove themselves to be legitimate contenders. And they don't want the narrative to maybe be Dan Thompson or whoever else. They want to be the narrative. They want to control the story right now. And they are looking pretty dang good on track to do that. But Clemson not wanting to go out too easily here as they get the 1st down, as now we're approaching under 2.5 minutes to go. That pass going to be caught. And now 3rd and 9. You're at the 20-yard line. Incomplete. They're going to take the field goal, though, so you can't blame them there, as that's going to be a 1-score game. It's all up to Nebraska to try to run out this clock. The Lamar blitzing in. It gets through, and the 2-minute warning has hit. And Clemson got the stop that they needed. They got 1 timeout in their back pocket and a big play there to the 47-yard line. 2nd and 4, caught, and another 1st down. 41-yard line, 60 seconds to play. Still with that 1 timeout, and they get a completion. 1st down, 13-yard gain. Now jumping ahead to a 6-yard play where they get another 1st down after that. They're in the red zone. Clemson, can they pull this off and send it to overtime? They're getting it to goal to go, almost 3rd down and inches, handing it off right up the middle, touchdown. And Nebraska's got 17 seconds to play in regulation, and the big run here, I mean, they were content running it to overtime, but now a nice run. They send a timeout out there, and a completion is going to get them to their own 41. 5 seconds to go. Quick pass down the middle, caught, and down, timeout. 59-yard field goal to steal it, and it's good. Wow, that was out of nowhere. Nebraska just had barely any. They had 3 plays, and it had to go just right, and it did. Lamar threw 2 picks, but he did what he needed to in the end to win it. Now we jump ahead to Dan Thompson, Oklahoma, in the 2nd round as they're taking on SMU. It's 19-13. Oklahoma now with the football as Thompson with the lead, trying to get it now to the semifinals as he's going to run ahead for a 1st down. And now he'll drop to throw outside, caught, and a nice pass, broken tackle, got it to the 25-yard line. He's up at 300 yards on the day passing. Thompson has got a short pass, juke move, made two-man miss, broke another, and at the 9-yard line, Thompson spreading the field, blitzing in, caught, touchdown! And a 2-score lead for Thompson and the Sooners, as now SMU needs to come out here and put up a touchdown drive in the worst way, as they got to do a lot to try to take down the Heisman winner, as they are going to have it to midfield just about, and 8 minutes to play. 3rd down and 4. He'll step up. He'll throw to an open man right at the first down marker. So nice job knowing where the sticks are. 1st and 10, 38. We'll go read option. Got a lead blocker out in front, and he will get a 1st down and more. 24-yard line. He'll have the blitz sent in. Hit as he's throwing, but he got it out. There was a wobbler, but it was completed. Now goal to go. And to cut into a 1-score game, they're stopped at the 1. 3rd down and goal. Handing it up. No, it's a read option. And Oklahoma was ready for everything. 4th down and goal. Basically your game on the line, and he's not gonna get there. Oklahoma, what a goal line stand in. Thompson is up by 2 scores, and with the football, 5 minutes to play. Option, he'll flip it out. That's a 1st down. And things are coming up all Oklahoma right now. Another 3rd down situation, another conversion. How about we get that clock under 4 minutes to play? 3rd down and 11. Well, they got another one. Deep pass. Oklahoma's got an open man. Caught. Goal to go. And Thompson hands it off. It's a touchdown. And Oklahoma is going to go right to the semifinals. Dan Thompson is gotten farther now with Oklahoma than he did with Texas. And he threw for about 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, a spectacular day. Now let's go to Nebraska. Lamar taking on an undefeated number 1 ranked Alabama team for his shot at a semifinals appearance. So it's a tall task to take on the number 1 team in the nation who hasn't lost yet. But it's 12-10. It's been a defensive battle as Lamar is watching his defense out there, hoping that they can keep things going the way that they have. I mean, just 10 points allowed against this undefeated Alabama team is incredibly impressive. And the offense has got themselves back out on the field. Lamar, read option. He's got a lane. He's got nice blocking, and he's got a 1st down. As now 3rd down and 2 at 5.5 to play. Lamar, he's going to get sacked. I mean, both these defenses just so good. And Alabama now at under 5 minutes to play has it 2nd down and 2 for the 1st down carry. Close to midfield now, as they'll drop to throw. Check it outside, and he's got room to run, and he'll get to the opponent's 40-yard line. Under 4 minutes to play. Handoff, 1st down, and they are in field goal range, so maybe he could try to run out the clock, but it's 3rd down and 6 to go. He'll throw outside. That's caught, turning it upfield, and he's got it to goal to go. Lamar's watching his defense struggle finally, and Alabama's got the touchdown. Well, Lamar knows what he needs. 2:30 to play, basically. And he'll throw one deep middle. It's caught. He split the safeties. And in one big play. Touchdown. 72 yards. And Lamar delivers. Now the 2-point conversion's no good, but still he has his team on top. He finally had the offense wake up when they need to, and then the defense, they woke up, intercepted. And this could be the moment that the number 1 team goes down. Lamar got the drop. He's going to throw, hit as he's throwing. I mean, they didn't do much there to run out the clock. The field goal, though, is going to be good. Man, that was your opportunity if you put it in the end zone to really put the pressure on Alabama. The pressure's still on them very much so, but a touchdown would give them probably the win here, as they were going to get a 1st down, and now 50 seconds to play. 39-yard line. Outside! They did it again! Intercepted! Nebraska is going to a semifinals appearance, and Jared Lamar has done his job once again to take down a top-ranked opponent. And, I mean, the game wasn't amazing against this top-ranked defense, but it was enough. Now, how about we go to 2 semifinals matchups? Oklahoma versus TCU. It's looking pretty one-sided right now. TCU themselves is undefeated. They're 14-0, but right now they're losing 28-7. 4th and goal for TCU, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown, but I mean, it's still a 14-point deficit, and the Heisman Trophy winner has got his team out in front and out in control for a chance to go to this national championship, as Thompson will step up into a sack. So they were only able to run out like a minute and a half, but TCU with the football back, and it'll be stopped in the backfield. 3rd down and 11. TCU gonna throw over the middle, over the head of the receiver, incomplete, and down by 2 scores. They're gonna go for it, and they will throw it deep. Pass up in the air. He's got a stab, but it's over his head. That is maybe your game-changing play right there, because now TCU might allow a 3-score deficit, but if you complete that pass, you maybe run in for a touchdown, you have the momentum, and it's a 1-score game. Instead, even though Oklahoma gets stopped, field goal try, up and good. That's the difference between a 17-point lead and a maybe 7-point lead for Oklahoma, and then Oklahoma stops them eventually on the other side, and they go and win this game. TCU did put up a touchdown right at the very end, but still 31-21 is your score. Thompson, 3 touchdowns, and an incredible game for him. Meanwhile, on the other side, Jared Lamar. I mean, they took on an underdog 12-seed UAB team, but 41-14 is your score. Lamar plays an amazing game as well. So I think maybe the most fun matchup we could have gotten here. Jared Lamar, Dan Thompson. You have this overlooked Lamar guy who's had an awesome playoff run behind his defense, and then the evil villain, Dan Thompson, who just stabbed Texas in the back and went to Oklahoma, won the Heisman Trophy. It's a close one, 28-21, and Oklahoma is going to throw outside. That's going to be caught for a 1st down. So Thompson's got the lead. He's got the football, and he's got 8 minutes to play, and the running game is helping him out right now. There you go, into the red zone at the 15-yard line. And now another pass. That's going to be RPO. Touchdown. Thompson's up by 2 scores, and Lamar is going to need a little bit more magic to try to come out here and win this game, as they got 7 minutes to go. Throw outside's going to be caught, but not really getting much there. 4th down and 8, and that pass, there you go. That's what you needed badly. You don't get that one, might be game over. 5 minutes to play, though. You keep it yourselves in it for a little bit longer, and you get into enemy territory. Under 5 minutes to go. You need to maybe hurry things up a bit, but as long as you get points on the board, you have a chance in this one. 3rd down and 4. Another do-or-die situation. Screen is intercepted! The screen was intercepted by a D lineman. That's brutal. And Thompson is going to immediately deliver a big play inside the 10, down to the 2. And Dan Thompson, it might just be inevitable. His run game's not going to get into the end zone. You hold him to a field goal, it's not impossible, but you need it badly. You get a bailout, injury timeout, 3rd down and goal. You get the sack, timeout in Nebraska. So not quite done yet technically. It's still a 2-score game, but Nebraska needs a big play in the worst way, and they get a nice pass there that's caught for a 1st down. 2:40 to play, and Lamar outside caught. He's not going to get the 1st down, though. That's now 2.5 to go. Nebraska got it. I mean, you're moving down the field pretty decently, but you got 1 timeout. You need an onside kick, it looks like, at this point, as they're going to get sacked, and who knows if you're even going to get into the end zone. 2-minute warning has hit. 3rd and 16. Your game is on the line. He's throwing it down the field. It's incomplete. 4th and 16. This is your game. Lamar is going to have time, but no one's open. Sacked. And just for good measure, Thompson running up the score. Touchdown. That's your game. Oklahoma wins the national title. Yeah, I bet Texas fans are sick after that one. I mean, usually a situation like that, you're ready to dunk on a dude when he doesn't get the job done, but you transfer to your rival school, win the Heisman, win the national championship. What can you even say? Like, he did it. He was right, I guess. He was justified. I mean, yeah, he throws 4 touchdowns, wins the Heisman Trophy, has an incredible year. Jared Lamar, speaking of incredible, about 51 touchdowns for him. Dan Thompson, playoff stats included and everything, 52 touchdowns, 6,000 yards. And how about also 18 rushing touchdowns and 700 yards on the ground? I mean, no surprise, Lamar, after his 3rd year, is going to be going to the NFL. Dan Thompson, going to be going to the NFL. I mean, what a QB draft that's going to be. Lamar goes in round 1. Dan Thompson, no surprise, he goes round 1. So, we are down to basically just this. Carl Ferrerio goes to Ohio State. Craig Span could be NFL bound maybe even this season, as he's looking really good for Marshall. But interestingly, we've kind of extended it because of the other quarterback not committing, and Ferrario is just a normal development. So, I mean, it took us till our last quarterback, but we got a normal. This is what a normal 5-star looks like. He'll probably never play for Ohio State. Marshall, meanwhile, wins their bowl game pretty decisively, and Craig Span has a nice game, 2 touchdowns, is going to have a 50 touchdown, 5,000 year again, and after doing that twice, he's going to go to the NFL, and he's going to be a 2nd round draft pick. So all we have left is Ferrario, and he's a normal dev player, and he didn't transfer, so he's going to stay for another year. He got a little bit better, and then he finally does transfer, and he is going to go to Washington. And, well, have fun at Washington, because he's also not starting there either. So, cool, I guess. The only issue that I did run into is we simmed to the next season. He stayed. Everything's fine. Redshirt junior. The thing is, though, he never ends up playing. And like I said, with why I do 25 is because 25 allows me to still, you know, get through everybody's career guaranteed. But I reached the end of Dynasty mode. Like, I reached the end. It won't let me go any further. I mean, I did it all 30 years. Like, I can't go any further. I mean, he never ended up playing. He was an 84 overall. He probably would have, if he transferred to a small school, he probably could have played. If he stayed at Washington, he wasn't ended up going to play. So, yeah, that's it. So here is the entire history. I wanted to show you maybe the trophy winners and everything like that. But now we will get into all the stats and all the info. For some people, this is maybe the favorite part. And for some people, this is maybe the only part that they care about. But I love this part. And we get to see every little bit of info that went into all 30 years basically of Dynasty we just simmed. So we got a number of stats to talk about, and we'll start off with these quarterbacks by where did they come from. It's important to know where are these top quarterbacks coming from. You know, this goes into where you want to pick what your Dynasty team is if you want to get a number 1 quarterback, or where these players are commonly coming from. So 4 out of 25, the most came from California, which is not really a surprise. I think, you know, these top 4 are about what you'd expect. Florida, Georgia, Texas, all with 3 apiece. So, I mean, it was most of the quarterbacks were dominated between those 4 locations. The only other place that had more than 1 was Tennessee. So then there was a number of schools with just 1: Virginia, Ohio, Louisiana, New Jersey, Illinois, Alabama, Michigan, New York, Utah, Oregon. Then we get to what their scouting was and their development. So of the 25 quarterbacks, just 2 were busts, which is pretty nice. I mean, you know, if you, the 8% bust rate, I mean, you could determine how much you think 25 as a sample size is, but that's essentially a full Dynasty worth of careers you're getting completed. So I think it's a pretty solid sample size. 7 of them being gems, so 28%, you know, roughly a quarter of them. Pretty solid there. Only 1 normal, which was the last one. 5 impact, but I mean, 19 out of 25 were star or elite, with 20% of those being elite. So the hit rate is pretty high, that a cumulative, you know, 76% of them are star or elite devs. So I think that's pretty good, pretty successful. Odds are you're getting a good quarterback, so I mean, it's up to you to just develop them. And then I think my favorite tab of them all, the development path. So from year 1 through to year 5, here is how good on average the overalls of these quarterbacks are. And then below that number, you get to see the highs and the lows. So that means year 1, the average true freshman number 1 quarterback is about a 76.5 overall. So 76 or 77. The worst we seen was 71. The best we seen was 81. Year 2, 81 to 82, pretty solid. But I think, you know, you get to year 3, year 4, year 5, this is where players start committing and, you know, going to the NFL. I mean, for a guy like Deere, who was a 98 overall, he left. So you would think, you know, some of those top guys that you left would maybe tank the overalls, but no, it was still pretty steady upwards. 86, 88, 89. I mean, by year 4, year 5, on average, even the ones that don't leave for the NFL immediately, 88 to 89 is still like a draftable, you know, maybe even low-end NFL quarterback, but it's still an NFL quarterback, and that's just the average. So when you're looking at the jumps these players took, the biggest jump in 1 year a player took was the plus 11 that we've seen. The biggest career jump that we've seen, a plus 19. Lehan went from a 77 to a 96 throughout his career. And then the lowest, I mean, the worst of the worst you will get was a plus 6, and, you know, while he was disappointing, I mean, still, the highs are incredible, plus 11 in a year, plus 19 in a career, and generally on average, the pluses throughout the entirety of their career was a plus 13 or plus 12, which again, pretty good numbers. Averages, though, don't maybe tell you everything, so that's why we have the overall ladder to see what percentage of these quarterbacks hit certain overall milestones. All but 2 hit 85, and then as you go to 86, 7, 8, 9, it goes down by 1. But once you hit that 90 overall threshold, about 56% of them hit that. And as you keep going up a little bit, I mean, still 40% hit 92. About a quarter of them hit 94, and you even had 5 95 pluses, 3 96 pluses. So, I mean, I think, you know, this is, at least in my experiences, generally pretty much better than last year when it comes to how good some of these quarterbacks can be. And I really feel like elite development, especially, like, it hits. Like, elite development, you will go a little crazy at quarterback if you got an elite development trait. So this is a new tab that I added this year, which is the overall individual rating. So first we start with the archetypes, though. 48% of them, so 12 out of 25 were dual threats, 9 out of 25 were backfield creator, and I really felt like of these 3 that we got, backfield creator was pretty clearly the worst one. Even the gems, there were some solid ones. It's not like if you're a backfield creator, you can't be good, but the pocket passers, only 4 out of 25, but we got some good ones. I mean, the 2 best quarterbacks we got were pocket passers. We had a lot more consistency with dual threats, whereas backfield creators produced maybe some of the worst. Now, when you're looking at the overall individual ratings of these players, I gave you the average of all 25 of them with the highs and the lows. So the average speed at one of these quarterbacks was 80. The highest I seen was 89. The lowest I seen was 72. Acceleration, generally pretty good excel. I mean, basically every quarterback had 80 plus excel. Awareness was pretty consistent, about 70, high of 77, low of 62. The throw power, I mean, a couple of the backfield creators had some pretty rough arm strength, kind of mid to high 80s, but I mean, the pocket passers, strong arms, the dual threats, even still pretty strong arms, average of 91. Short accuracy, medium accuracy, low 80s, high 70s generally. Deep accuracy, I mean, the highs and lows and the ceiling and the floors of mid and deep accuracy were pretty similar, but consistently, you're generally going to have better mid accuracy. I think that all makes sense, but the throw under pressure was, again, I think the ceiling wasn't that high, 81, but the floor, 72. I mean, it was generally in the same area. And then the throw on the run, 76 to 85, an average of 80. I think the stat that was most surprising to me was the last one here, the break sack. I would have thought, at least just, you know, you like just thinking about it, a backfield creator, I mean, you would imagine they break sacks because they're creating in the backfield. A dual threat, you would imagine, break sacks. But, I mean, they had some really bad break sack ratings. I mean, the lowest I see was 59. That was from, I believe, a pocket passer. But even still, at the best, it was 82. And generally, even like these backfield creators and dual threats were rocking like low 70s. Like, it wasn't good. So I'm a little intrigued by the break sack ratings being so generally low across the board regardless of your archetype. Before we generally get to what these quarterbacks accomplished, I wanted to quickly also show you this little tab here, draft results. So the most prevalent thing was first round picks. I mean, if you go and have a third of the players be first round selections, you'd think that's a pretty decent success rate, and overall being a day 1 or a day 2 pick at 12 out of 25, that's like almost half. Now, there were 7 undrafteds, and I don't think that's really a shocker. Not everyone's going to get drafted. You can go through the history of 5-star quarterbacks and everything. Some of them just flame out. Some of them don't end up doing anything. But I think for a overall hit rate of maybe, 3 out of 4 will get drafted and 1 out of 3 will be a first round pick, I think that's generally pretty solid odds. Don't worry, we're almost done. Right here we got a collection of milestones and, random other stats. So career winning record, 68% of them had a winning record in their time in college. Making a playoff appearance, about half of them made a playoff appearance at some point in their career, and 8 out of 25 won a playoff game throughout their career. I also kept track of the average overall recruit that they were. Generally, the number 1 QB was roughly about the 10th recruit in the nation, which I actually thought was kind of low. I mean, even though the 4-star kind of, hurt it a little bit, but like, even then, if you took him out, it was maybe like 9th or 8th. Still, I would have thought it'd be a little bit higher. 9 out of 25. This is a big one compared to last year. 9 of them only ever stayed at one school. That means 16 out of 25 transferred. That is big. I mean, because compared to last year, wasn't nearly like that. And it's definitely going to be a trend that you see. So I also want to see how interesting it's going to be throughout the time where, like, how rewarding is it going to be to stay at your school? I mean, most players nowadays do transfer. So, you know, maybe roughly 1 out of 3 is going to stay, 2 out of 3 is going to transfer on a year-to-year basis for these top-rated players. Also, another thing that was kind of down compared to maybe last year, athletes. The top quarterback wasn't really an athlete that much. I mean, only 3 out of 25 were athletes. The other ones were just straight-up quarterbacks. And then when it comes to statistical milestones, 12 out of 25 had over 10,000 career passing yards, 7 out of 25 had over 100 career touchdowns, and then 6 out of 25 ended up winning 30 games in college. So throughout all that statistical proficiency, who was the best? So I've kind of given you the 5 best quarterbacks in this video, and you know, this isn't in any particular order, but these are the 5 guys that I felt like were the absolute best. And I think if you're picking a number 1, that one's pretty obvious. Jamil Deer going 32-0, jumping from an 80 to a 98 overall, winning 2 national championships, and in 2 seasons as a starter having those statistical output's pretty incredible. Antoine Leon was such a crazy player because he had such a great time in his 4 years, but like once playoffs hit, it was just heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. 4 playoff appearances, 0 playoff wins, 0-3 in overtime, but no one won more than him cumulatively. You know, 45 wins in college is pretty good. 13,000 yards, over 100 touchdowns, really good stuff. Tommy Bettis made a national championship, had a 33-9 record, and had a lot of statistical proficiency there. John Baldonado statistically was maybe the worst of these 5, but was, you know, still a 96 overall, was the highest day 1 quarterback at an 81, 33-9 record, brought Georgia Tech to a national championship. He was working with a lot less than these other teams, but still made the most of it, and also was a first-round draft pick. And then, you know, like the villain of this video, Dan Thompson, 79-95 overall, went from Texas to Oklahoma and won a Heisman Trophy, won a national championship, and had an incredible final season, winning that national championship and having like 70 total touchdowns, including, you know, the playoff success. So these 5 quarterbacks kind of stood out to me. I thought these were the best guys, and there's some really good players you can land in this game. So overall, I hope you guys really did enjoy, and please, with the amount of time that this video took me, like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me what you thought, who you thought was the best quarterback, who your favorite was, and what you overall thought of the results of this video, what you want to see next, what else you want me to do, because these videos take a long time, but as long as you are showing support and as long as you're liking them, then I'll keep doing them, and I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.